A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve. Each week at this time from Hollywood, California, Kraft presents Harold Peary as The Great Gildersleeve, written by Leonard L. Levinson. We'll hear from The Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. But first, I wonder what you mean when you use the word progress, because here's what I mean. Progress means making the old things better and inventing new things that are better than the old. Well, that applies to foods as well as to other things. And modern margarine is an outstanding example. Yes, modern margarine, like parquet margarine made by Kraft, is certainly a lot different from the margarines of even just a few years ago. Yes, all you have to do is to try parquet margarine once to know it's different and better because it tastes so deliciously good. That's why parquet margarine is a favorite everywhere, both for table use and for cooking, too. Now, you all know that proper nutrition is necessary to national defense. Well, parquet margarine is a wholesome, highly nutritious food. In fact, it's one of the best sources of food energy you could serve. And every pound contains 9,000 units of important vitamin A. So get acquainted with this nourishing modern margarine. Delicious parquet margarine made by Kraft. Remember, it's parquet. P-A-R-K-A-Y. And now let's visit our friend, the Great Gildersleeve.
Let me have some more of that green paper, Leroy. Thanks. Hey, who are you sending that necktie to?
It's for Cousin Clinton in Iowa.
Leroy, you can't do that. He's the one who sent you that tie last year.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'll mail it to Uncle Stanley.
Oh, no. Uncle Stanley gave it to Cousin Clinton the year before.
Well, Uncle Mort, how do you know?
Because I gave it to Uncle Stanley 4 years ago.
Oh, are you sure it's the same tie?
Oh, positively, Marjorie. I'd know those purple stripes and those orange dots anyplace.
But, gee, what'll I give Cousin Clinton?
Oh, I think we can skip him this year if we send him a Christmas card.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Llewellyn.
Yes, Miss Marjorie.
Be sure to address a card to our Cousin Clinton, will you, please?
Yes, ma'am, right away.
Say, how are you coming along with the addressing and the sealing, Llewellyn?
Well, I'm a widow groggy.
Yeah?
I feel as if I'd whipped my weight in Christmas seals. I wish they'd get some different flavored glue, like strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, or lime.
They'll come to that, Llewellyn. You're just a little ahead of time. Yeah. Here, Leroy, what are you doing?
Me? Oh, I just thought I'd see what's in this package Piggy Banks gave me.
But, Leroy, it's marked don't open until Christmas.
Yes. Haven't you any self-control or willpower, young man? Don't you realize that if you opened all your gifts ahead of time, when Christmas morning came around, you wouldn't have a single toy left to break?
But, gee, I caught Marjorie sniffing around the present you gave her, Uncle Mort.
I was not, Leroy.
Mort, too.
I just happened to drop it, and I was afraid it might be perfume.
Oh, yes. Well, it's not perfume. It's a whoops. I almost told you then. Now, both you children stop acting childish. Let me alone while I wrap this present. It's for Fibber McGee. I've already sent Molly McGee a big bottle of perfume, so I better get Fibber McGee's present in the mail for Wistful Vista tonight.
Oh, what did you get for him, Uncle Mort?
Something he needs badly. An electrical pants presser. It's a neat little gadget, isn't it? Although I doubt if it'll make much of an impression on those gunny sacks McGee wears.
You think that's enough of a gift for Mr. McGee?
Why not? Cost me 39 cents at the cut-rate drugstore.
39 cents?
Yeah.
But I thought Mr. McGee was a close friend of yours.
He is, Leroy. He's the closest friend I've got. And I'm not speaking geographically or intimately. I'm speaking financially.
Well, I never knew that.
Well, he isn't exactly tight. He's more of the borrow a tool today and return when rusty type. The more I think about the things McGee has borrowed, the less I think of him. Who does he imagine he is? The doorbell? I mean the doorbell. It's ringing. Yeah, I'll get it. Yes?
Is this the domicile of Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve?
It is.
This is it, Shorty. Okay, lift.
Hey, this is plenty heavy. Hey, where do you want this box, mister?
Put it right down here for now. What's in it, mister?
Just keep your shirt on, will you, buddy?
Oh,
All right, ready, Spike?
Yeah, let's get this over with.
All right.
A 1, a 2, a 3.
Oh, Gildersleeve, oh, Gildersleeve, a Merry Christmas to you. Oh, Gildersleeve, are you old-tied? Hallelujah. We've brung a great big gift, you see, from wistful vistas, bit of McGee. Oh, Gildersleeve, oh, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, please sign here on the dotted line.
Well, singing expressman, eh?
Yeah. We are something in the nature of an experiment.
Oh, I see. You're doing it for the company to see if it's satisfactory, yeah?
Oh, no, we're doing it for the men to see if it's remunerative.
Oh, yes, I get it. Well, here you are, boys. A dime for each of you.
A dime. Why, Spike, this guy ain't got no respect for music.
Yeah, but he sure got a lot of respect for money.
Saw a box so hard to get open.
Oh.
Must have taken me an hour. Yeah. Now to see what Fibber McGee has sent me.
What is it, Uncle Mort? Gee, another box.
Yeah?
And all done up with Christmas wrappings and stuff.
Oh, my goodness. Hand me the hatchet again, Leroy.
Oh, no, Unc. Can't you see what it says?
Where? Oh, don't open till Christmas. And this means you, Gildy old snoop. McGee never means what he says. The hatchet, please, Leroy.
But, Uncle Mort, where's your willpower?
Yes, and how about your self-control?
Oh, they're fine. It's my curiosity that's got the best of me. Oh, gee, let me take one little peek, will you, huh?
Now who's acting childish, Uncle Mort?
You're right, Marjorie. I wasn't setting you a good example. Hand me some of that ribbon, and I'll get this pants presser off to my old chum. Oh, what am I saying? I can't send McGee this dinky little present now.
Why not?
Because that box probably contains a large, valuable gift for me. Alongside of it, my cheap little crease iron will look like, 39 cents.
What do you think you should do, Uncle?
I better go right downtown and get him something better.
Oh, I think that's very nice of you, Uncle Mort.
It sure is.
I think so, too. Now, in order to get an idea of how much McGee spent so I won't spend any more, don't you think I should take one quick little look as to what he sent me?
No.
All right, I was just suggesting.
Say, if you're going downtown, you better hurry up. It's getting late, and the stores are awfully overcrowded.
Oh, I won't have any trouble. Get your cap and coat, Leroy.
I'll be right with you, Unc.
Are you taking Leroy through those mobs with you?
Yes, Marjorie. He and I have worked out a wonderful system for Christmas shopping. Haven't we, Leroy?
I'll say.
What kind of a system?
It's called the angleworm formation. Leroy goes ahead and figures out an angle, then I worm my way through.
This is certainly a ritzy store.
Yes. Haven't I always said that the best is none too good for Fibber McGee?
Well, how do you do, sir? What will it be?
I'm looking for a present for a friend.
Do you think he might like a half-dozen imported cravats?
Say, Unc, what's a cravat?
A cravat is a necktie that sells for $5, Leroy. No, I'd like to get him a more substantial gift. Oh, here's something. Maybe he'd like a dressing gown or a robe, huh?
Why, yes, we have some lovely ones. Say, in the neighborhood of $100.
Have you got anything in the cheaper neighborhood?
Well, here are a few in the vicinity of $60.
Oh, yes. This brown silk one would be exactly the right thing. If you have it in a smaller size and some other color and a different material and a little less expensive.
Well, then I'll have to go back in the stockroom and see what we have there. If you'll just wait a moment.
Don't worry. Yes. Quit trying on those derbies, Leroy. You can never tell who wore them before you did.
Well, I only wanted to see how I looked in one, Unc.
How can you see when they come down to your nose on you? Now, just stand still.
Oh, just the sort of person I'm looking for. Oh, excuse me, sir, but there's a little favor I'd like to ask of you.
Certainly, madam. What can I do for you?
Well, if you see that man standing over there at the sweater counter.
Oh, you mean the funny-looking gent with the bat wing ears and the dirty look? Has he been annoying you?
No, he's my husband.
Oh, he is? Oh, well, I didn't mean that nice-looking chap. I was talking about the one in the checkered overcoat standing next to him. The fat guy that looks like a cross between a scow and a barge.
That's the one who's my husband, sir. You see, I want to surprise him with his pretty blue robe for Christmas.
Oh.
But I don't know if it's the right size for him, so I thought that being that you two are of the same build...
What? You think I'm as tubby as that tubby?
No. Oh, now, please. I don't want him to suspect a thing.
Why don't you help the lady out, Uncle Mort?
Huh? Yes, why not? Here, let me have it, madam. Hold it up, Leroy.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, this is so nice of you, really.
Not at all. Would you care to have me parade up and down like one of those models?
Oh, no, thank you. Now, just tie the belt.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Now, turn around, please.
Yeah?
Oh, dear.
What's wrong? Is my slip showing?
Well, either I picked the wrong size, or else you're stouter than my husband.
No, see here, lady.
Well, we can soon see. I have a tape measure here in my bag somewhere.
Tape measure?
I know Leo's size.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, yes, here it is. Now, if you'll just put your arms up, I'll slip this tape around your waist and find out what size.
Hey! What are you doing with your arms around that man?
Oh, my goodness.
Huh?
He mustn't find out about the surprise.
What?
Pretend that you're my cousin George.
I said, why are you hugging this fella, Fanny?
Oh, why, Leo, it's Cousin George. I haven't seen him for years. You don't blame me for being glad to see my own cousin, do you?
No, not at all. Glad to meet you, George.
The pleasure's all mine.
Voice still changing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, George, Fanny's told me all about you, but I always picked you as a different man.
Well, I was a different man up till quite recently.
Oh, it's just too bad that Cousin George is just passing through town and can't stop over for a visit.
Huh?
Aren't you, Cousin George?
Who? Oh, me? Oh, yes, Cousin George. I just happened to be driving.
Driving? I thought you hated automobiles.
Do I?
Yeah, didn't the automobile ruin your horse collar business?
Oh, I don't know, did it? Oh, yes, of course. But I'm not one to hold a grudge.
You're not?
Well, not more than 20 years, anyway.
Say, that reminds me. What's happened to Francis these days?
Francis? Oh, he's all right.
He? Since when is Francis a he?
I mean, she's just dandy. I talked to her long distance only last night.
Talk to her? How can you talk long distance to a horse?
Well, you picked... Oh, that Francis. Yeah. I thought you meant the other Francis. You know the one I mean, don't you, Cousin Fanny?
Of course. Your wife.
Yeah. My what?
I never knew you were married, George, old boy.
Oh, well, it's all sort of a secret. We eloped to Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls. Boy, that's a hot one.
What's so hot about Niagara Falls?
Well, Leo just thinks it's funny that you'd elope to Niagara Falls when you lived right there all your life.
Oh, my goodness. Sorry, I can't stand around here, folks. I've got to catch a train.
What about your automobile?
I hate him again. Come on, Leroy.
I'm coming, Pappy.
So that was your cousin George, Fanny, and you got the nerve to criticize life.
Oh, dear.
Wait a minute, Uncle Mort. Where do we go?
Out. Let's get away from there before that gorilla gets hep.
But if you'll just
He'll
wait-
wring my neck. How do I manage to get into such affairs?
It was Cousin Fanny that did it. Where are you taking me, Uncle Mort?
As far away as our chubby little legs will carry us. Now, don't dilly-dally, Leroy.
But, Leo, you can't scram like this.
I can't, huh? Why not? By George, it was a lucky thing I kept calm and cool all through that encounter.
But, Uncle Mort,
What have you been but Uncle Morting about, Leroy? Come out with it.
I've been trying to tell you all along. We've got to go back to the store.
Why?
You're still wearing that baby blue bathrobe.
Oh!
Oh, there they are now, Mr. Llewellyn.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Uncle Mort. Hello, Leroy.
Hello.
Oh. Did you get something nice from Mr. McGee?
No, we had a terrible time. I haven't been pushed around so much since my baby carriage days.
Gosh, you never saw so many places out of so much stuff that so many people wanted so bad.
What sort of present were you looking for?
Well, something unusual and expensive that he doesn't have already.
Yeah. Uncle Mort almost got a dandy baby blue bathrobe, but after he took it outside to see how it looked in the daylight, he took it back.
Yeah. Well, we'll go down and try it again tomorrow. Maybe you'll come along, Marjorie, and help me. Say, there's something missing in this room.
I was wondering how long it would be before you noticed the difference.
Well, what is it? Come, Llewellyn, don't be coy. What have you done?
I took Mr. McGee's present, wagged it out of here, and walked it in the Wampus room closet.
You did, eh? And why did you do that?
Oh, just so you could resist opening it before Christmas.
Well, that took a lot of nerve.
Oh, no, it just took a lot of strength. Believe me, before I was through, I bitterly regretted starting the whole proposition. Willie, I was a wreck.
Yes, Mr. Llewellyn worked quite hard.
Llewellyn, the next time you poke your probing proboscis into my personal affairs, I'm going to take a swing at it.
What was that, Mr. Gildersleeve?
If you fool around with something that's no skin off your nose, why, by George, it will be.
Oh, please, Mr. Gildersleeve, don't lose your temper.
Who's losing their temper?
But you're raising your voice.
Who's raising their voice?
You're just angry because I hid your present.
Oh, is that so? I suppose you know everything that's going on in my mind.
Yep. I can read you like a dictionary.
Yes. If you can read me like a dictionary, why don't you turn to the letter D and under discharge? You'll find that's where you are.
Why, Mr. Gildersleeve, what do you mean?
I mean that you're fired, dismissed, finished, sacked. Now, do you understand?
Well, all right. If that's the way you feel. Goodbye. Goodbye, Miss Marjorie.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Leroy.
Goodbye, Mr. Llewellyn.
What's he getting so huffy about? I never saw such an excitable fellow in all my life. But the man has got no Christmas spirit. Making me fire him right before the holidays.
He didn't get his pay, did he, Uncle Mort?
By Jove, that's right. You better run after him, Leroy, and tell him to come back for his money.
Okay, Uncle Mort.
And Leroy.
Yes, Unc?
Tell him if he behaves himself, he can come back to work.
Sure.
He had no right getting me all worked up after a hard day shopping. I'm not an unreasonable man, am I, Marjorie?
Of course not, Uncle Mort.
Yeah, I'm just as nice as the next man. Sometimes nicer, too.
I couldn't see him anywhere, Uncle Mort.
You mean he's gone?
Well, it was snowing rather hard.
Oh, jumping jeeps. I've turned him out into the cold with only a thin mackintosh.
Oh, now don't you worry, Uncle Mort. Just call him at his hotel tomorrow after you've both cooled off.
Yes, of course. Oh, I can't do that. I don't know where he lives. Do either of you?
No, I don't think so.
Not me.
Oh, my goodness. I'm a cad. I'm a bounder. No, not a bounder, just a cad. I won't be able to look myself in the face the next time I shave. What'll I do?
Say, maybe Bertie knows where he lives.
Oh, yes, Bertie. Maybe she does. I'll go find out. Bertie?
Yes, sir?
Do you know where... Llewellyn, what are you doing here?
Oh, just eating my supper, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh! Going down?
Hey, wait a minute!
No use, Leroy. They're booking passage on those elevators a couple of days in advance. Let's wander into the furniture department.
Well, we've looked every place else for a present. Maybe we'll find something there.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking about Fibber McGee's present, Marjorie. I only wanted to rest. My feet ache clear up to my shoulder blades.
Oh, poor Uncle Mort.
Yeah.
Look, here's a nice big leather chair.
Huh?
Try it, why don't you?
Oh, thank you. I will. Very comfortable. Now, if I could only take my shoes off, but there I go, daydreaming again.
Hey, look at the buttons on the arm of this chair.
Huh?
I wonder what this one does.
Oh. Help me. The chair is now bent.
Oh, Leroy, now look what you've done. See, the back goes down and the bottom comes up. Here, I'll give you a hand, Unc.
You know, on second thought, this is so nice, I think I'll take 40 winks. Wake me up in 1942, will you?
Uncle, you can't sleep there.
Oh, yes, I can. Watch me. Say, this is certainly a great invention.
Now, I wonder what this button does.
Oh, you spoiled everything. It's a chair again.
How do, folks? Interested in the Snorwell reclining chair?
Oh, is that what it is? Well, it's a mighty cozy little one-man couch.
And an ideal Christmas present for father, husband, friend, or boss.
Uncle McGee, how about it?
Yes, Uncle McGee. How about it?
Yes. Say, that's not a bad idea. In fact, it's the best one I've had so far.
Let me tell you about some of the Snorwell features.
Oh.
3 comfy, cuddly positions.
Yes?
Sitting, snoozing, and sleeping. Made of the toughest bull leather. Overstuffed, underslung. Why, you couldn't be more tickled if you bought a feather bed.
Huh?
Buy one for the rest of your life. Catch on?
Yes.
Oh, brother. Now, there's a salesman. What do you think, Uncle Mort?
Well, how much is it?
$39.95. That's without any of the accessories and attachments, of course.
Oh,
You mean it's got attachments like a vacuum cleaner?
Yes, sir. The Snorwell is the first fully mechanized chair.
Well, I'm interested now. This is for a friend of mine who is rather mechanically minded.
Yes?
Yes, he invented an illuminated sundial once. For cloudy days, you know. No, you wouldn't know.
Let me show you these features. Here's the overhead reading lamp, also dandy for shaving.
Yes.
Then we have a combination ashtray and cigar lighter that appears and disappears at the touch of a button.
What does it do with the ashes? Dump them under the rug?
We also have an electric clock in a compartment for sandwiches with a tank for ice water.
Gee, it does everything but sing you to sleep.
Yeah.
It'll do that, too.
What?
For $24 more, we'll put a little radio inside the headrest.
My goodness, if you tack a mailbox on the side of this chair, you could live in it. Oh, this one seems a little damaged. Look at this crack in it.
Crack?
Yeah.
That is no crack.
What?
It's a slot for old razor blades.
Yes.
Do you know, Uncle, the more I hear about it, the more I'm convinced that this is just the present for Mr. McGee.
So am I. Young man, how much would one cost with all the accessories?
Well, the Super Deluxe Shoot the Works model sells for $119.95.
Oh, my dear. But what do you think, children?
Oh, yes, take it. What do you got to lose?
$119.95. Well, I guess I'll do it just the same.
Gee, I knew I'd sell one of these someday.
What?
Where is it to be delivered, sir?
It goes to Fibber McGee, 79 Wistful Vista, Wistful Vista. Yeah. Can you have it delivered there before Christmas?
Yes, sir. We can send it out by express this afternoon.
Good. Charge it to Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. Here's my card.
Thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve, and season's greetings.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to you. Come on, you two. We can go home now. Certainly is a load off my... Well, hello, Judge Hooker. Christmas shopping, I see.
Oh, hello, Gildersleeve. How are you, Marjorie?
Just fine, Judge Hooker. Season's greetings, Judge.
Thank you. You all look so happy there can only be one reason.
Yeah?
You just finished buying the last of your holiday gifts.
Yes, that's it. And it certainly was a humdinger.
Yes, sir, it was for...
Leroy, let's keep it a secret. It was for a certain very good friend of mine, Judge.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, a real pal, you know. Well, we'll be seeing you. Come on, children. Let's make another try for the elevator.
Say, could that present be for me? After all, I have been a pal to him. I'd just like to know. Young man.
Yes, sir?
My friend who was just here, he told me what he bought, but it slipped my mind. What was it again?
Oh, it was a present. A Snorwell reclining chair with $80 worth of accessories.
Well, that must be for me. Gildersleeve broke the springs in my best lounge chair, and now he's making up for it. Say, now I'll have to get him something better than that flashlight I bought him for Christmas. Thank you, young man. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Gee whiz. So that's Fibber McGee.
What's that? Sounds like something going on in this house. Sounds like somebody's raising a rumpus in the rumpus room. I'm going to investigate. I don't know why I'm so brave. In fact, I don't know if I'm so brave. I better stop here in the kitchen first. Now I feel better. Peculiar how much confidence a couple of carving knives gives a lady. Stop what you doing. I got you surrounded. I got you covered.
Bertie, what are you doing here at this time of the night?
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve. Oh, my goodness. I thought it was a burglar. Oh, my stars in the firmament. That was a burglar.
Huh?
What's that all chopped up, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Oh, chopped up? Oh, well, that's the present Mr. McGee sent me.
Oh, then that means there wasn't no burglar nohow.
Huh?
Honest or truly, Mr. Gildersleeve, you ought to be ashamed of yourself scaring folks at 3 a.m. in the morning and sneaking around in your pajamas, snooping at your Christmas presents ahead of time. Lucky I caught you before you got it open. Now, you go on back to bed.
Yeah, but Bertie...
Go on now, get. You understand what that is?
No.
You know what you is?
No, what?
You is a problem uncle, that's what. Good night.
Judge Hooker, yes. Come right in, Judge.
I'm still a few days early, but I couldn't wait. Merry Christmas, Gildersleeve.
Well, and what's this?
Oh, just a little present I picked out for you, Gildy, old pal.
For me? What is it, Judge?
Set of matched golf clubs in a leather bag.
Oh, Judge, you shouldn't have done it. By the way, I've got something for you.
Oh, no. Why, I didn't expect anything.
Well, it isn't very much.
Oh, I bet it isn't.
Yeah. I had it right here in the hall.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, here it is. This little box.
Huh? This little box?
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, Gildy.
Oh, won't you come in and look at our tree, Judge?
No, I got to be getting along now. I feel a headache coming on.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and thanks for the wonderful present, old pal.
Welcome. Goodbye.
Yeah. Say, Marjorie, look at the dandy golf outfit Judge Hooker gave me for Christmas.
Oh, look at that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
What did you give him, Uncle Mort?
The pants presser I almost sent to McGee.
Hey, will you two come into the rumpus room?
Oh, sure. Come on, Marjorie. What is it, Leroy?
Look at this. Somebody tried to get into the box Fibber McGee sent Uncle Mort.
Oh, why, yeah. Chips and splinters all around and holes in the box. Why, who could have done it, Uncle?
A mice. Hey, we better take a look inside to see if it's damaged any.
But it's still 4 days till Christmas, Unc.
Well, but who knows what's happened to it? We better act quickly. Let me have that hatchet. Thank you. Of course, you know I'd never open it under ordinary circumstances. There. Put the lid someplace, Leroy. Well, everything's all right so far. At last. I'm so excited I can hardly tear off the wrappings. Now we can see what we can see. What's this? Oh, a card. Dear Chum Gildy. Oh, good old Fibber. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And here's your old lawnmower back. Signed, Fibber McGee.
The Great Gildersleeve will be with us again in a few minutes. You know, people who won't try new things certainly miss a lot. Yes, you just can't know whether you really like something or not until you actually try it yourself. That's why I urge everyone to try delicious Parquet margarine, made by Kraft. Because you're really missing something if you haven't tried this truly modern margarine. First of all, you're missing the delicate, appetizing flavor that makes Parquet margarine outstanding. Why, Americans from coast to coast have found they prefer Parquet margarine because it tastes so good, both for table use and for cooking, too. Secondly, Parquet margarine is an economical source of food values your family needs. Now, that's very important these days. Proper nutrition is essential to national defense. You see, Parquet margarine is wholesome and nutritious. It's one of the best energy foods you could serve. And especially important in the wintertime, Kraft adds 9,000 units of vitamin A to every pound of Parquet, making it a dependable source of this vitamin the year round. Now, with food prices rising, you owe it to yourself to find out how delicious and nourishing economical Parquet margarine is. So don't put it off. Ask your food dealer tomorrow for Parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y.
Hand me those pajamas, Leroy.
Here you are.
Yeah, thanks. And to think that now that extra shirt, Marjorie.
It's in the bag already, Uncle.
Oh, well, I'll show him a thing or two.
Excuse me, Uncle Mort, but where are you going?
Wistful Vista, my dear. I'm going to try and get back my $119 chair before it's delivered to Fibber McGee's house.
You aren't going to be way over Christmas, are you?
Oh, no, I'm just going to be there Tuesday night. And remind me on the way to the station. I've got to stop at the cut-rate drugstore.
What for?
To get McGee another pants presser. Merry Christmas, everybody, and good night.
Original music heard on this program was composed and conducted by William Randolph. This is Jim Bannon speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company and inviting you to be with us again next week at this same time for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Jell-O program brought to you by Jell-O and Jell-O Pudding, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with Relax. You know, friends, it's not really considered quite fair to open packages before Christmas, but of course there's one package that you can open any day with the whole family's hearty approval. And that's a package of Jell-O. Open a package and serve it tomorrow, and let the folks at your house enjoy Jell-O's wonderful new locked-in flavor. Jell-O's gay, scintillating colors add charm to any table. Lend a festive touch to any meal. Why, just to look at a bright, shimmering mold of Jell-O is enough to set appetites a-tingle. And when it comes to flavor, well, Jell-O is simply in a class by itself. There's just nothing that can beat Jell-O's rich, tangy taste. So full of intriguing flavors, so downright good and refreshing. Tomorrow, treat everybody to a tempting dish of Jell-O. Ask your grocer for all of Jell-O's 6 delicious flavors. They're all locked in, and they're all better than ever. Was Relax, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Yuletide season is here with all its joy and gaiety. So without further ado, we bring you a star to place atop your Christmas tree, Jack Benny.
Hello, this is Jack Benny talking. And Don, that was quite a whimsical introduction. A star to place atop your Christmas tree. I suppose you said that because I'm a movie star. Is that right?
No, Jack, that wasn't my thought at all.
Oh.
I meant that you actually and physically resemble a star.
Well, I don't get it, Don. What do you mean?
Well, for instance, you've got a dash of silver in your hair.
Yes.
And you've always got a merry twinkle in your eye.
Yes, yes.
And the seat of your pants is always bright and shiny.
Yes, yes, yes.
And you're wearing the only pair of pointed shoes in Hollywood.
Now, wait a minute, Don. I'm not going to argue about the silver and the twinkle, and I'll even go along with the shiny pants. But these pointed shoes I've got on are very popular. They're French Schreiner and Erner's new bayonet model. They're very snappy, don't you think?
Snappy is right. But personally, Jack, I like a shoe that spreads out.
Listen, brother, any shoe you step into is doomed. Believe me.
Oh, I'm not so heavy on my feet.
You're not, eh? Don, your arches fell the first time your mother said, "Come on, Snookums, walk toward me." But speaking about these shoes I'm wearing...
Wow, get a load of them. Did vaudeville come back?
No, vaudeville didn't come back. Just so happens that for a change, I switched to a pointed, tight-fitting shoe.
Then where do you keep your money now?
I've got a hollow tooth. I can go along with a gag. Now, let me tell you something, young lady. Any more of those Livingston Lulus tonight, and your invitation to my Christmas party next Thursday is automatically canceled. Remember that.
Oh, Jack, speaking of your party, what are you going to serve for dinner? Turkey, goose, or duck?
Ham hocks, and not another word about it. Come early, Don. You know, a lot of big movie stars are going to be there.
Movie stars? Name one.
Now, there'll be lots.
Come on, name one.
No, they'll be there.
Don't stall. Name one movie star that's going to be at your party.
All right, Rodney Dangerfield. I know he's coming because he already sent me a wire by Western Union.
Western Union I heard about, but who is Rodney Dangerfield?
Who is Rodney Dangerfield? Well, I'll be... Mary, did you see the Fargo Kid rides the Pony Express on the Santa Fe Trail at the Hitching Post Theater last week? Did you?
No.
Well, that was Rodney's greatest performance. If you could have seen him jump out of the second-story window of a burning building and gallop out of town on his horse, blazing away with his six-shooter in one hand and playing Tumbleweed Girl, I Love You on his guitar with the other. Well, what a scene.
Pretty thrilling, huh?
Was it? A kid sitting in back of me got so excited he beat me on the head with a stick of licorice. Anyway, you'll meet Rodney at my house next Thursday.
Well, who else is coming, Jack?
Well, you know, I'm making a picture with Carol Lombard, so naturally I had to invite her. And I also told her to ask Clark if he wanted to come.
Gee whiz, is Clark Gable going to be at your party?
Well, I'm not sure about him, but I got a definite no from Lombard. Let's see, and the Gary Coopers can't come, and the Henry Fondas had a previous engagement, and Bob Taylor and Barbara Stanwyck have a toothache.
Between them?
How do I know? And then Claudette Colbert can't come. She sprained her ankle.
I saw her dancing at the Macombo last night.
With that ankle? Poor kid. And then Errol Flynn can't make it. He's in New York, you know. Well, let's see. Oh, yes, Barney Dean. He's coming. I'm still...
Well, here I go again. Who's Barney Dean?
Who's Barney Dean? Did you see Sergeant York?
Yes.
Well, he was a soldier in that. That's who. Anyway, Barney Dean will be there. And then I invited... Oh, hello, Phil.
Hiya, Bub. Sorry I'm late, but I was across the street shooting pool.
Shooting pool? Well, let me ask you something, Phil. Who pays you your salary, me or the pool room?
Look, Jackson, if I didn't take the salary I get here and double it over there, I'd have to give up meat.
Too bad about you.
Hey, Phil, are you and Alice coming to Jack's party?
Oh, I don't know. Who's going to be there?
Everybody from Barney Dean to Rodney Dangerfield.
Don't run him down.
Hey, is Rod Dangerfield going to be at your party?
Yep.
Oh, that guy's terrific. I think he's darn near as good as Hoot Horowitz.
What do you mean, darn near as good? Did you see Rodney's latest picture, that Fargo kid rides the Pony Express on the Santa Fe Trail?
Yeah, I seen it last week.
That was a thriller, wasn't it?
You said it. I got so excited I hit some old bird in the front of me with my licorice stick.
Oh, ho! So that was you. You were at the Hitching Post Theater last Tuesday evening.
Not so loud, Jackson. I was playing hooky from my night school.
Oh. Well, don't worry. I won't squeal.
You better not, Sponger, or I'll have to drill you. A bang, a bang, a bang.
You're not a drilling me, son, because I'm the sheriff. A bang, a bang, a bang. Bang.
These two cowboys come to you through the courtesy of Jello, who are open for suggestions.
Never mind. We'll talk about the picture later, Phil. Now, how about a band number?
Okay.
Hold it. Come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
Am I going to be invited to your Christmas party? My name is Pigeon.
Walter Pigeon?
No, Dead Pigeon. A bang, a bang, a bang.
What a head he's got. That's the only grapefruit I ever saw that can take shorthand. He's my secretary, folks. Play, Phil. That was Popo Catapedal, played by Phil Harris and his Yuletide Orchestra. Yule meaning you'll have to go a long way to hear a band like this, and tide meaning I wish they'd go out with it. But no kidding, Phil. That number sounded swell. It was really the Nuts. All right, Don. Phil's number was the Nuts.
Oh, Jack, this one is utterly absurd.
Don, Phil's band number was the Nuts.
You know it wasn't.
That's not the point. Come on, Don. Phil's band number was the Nuts.
Oh, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, the next time you go to your neighborhood grocer...
You see?
Why not ask him for a package of Jell-O with its new locked-in flavor?
Now, here's the clever part, folks.
Oh, Jack, I'll never be able to face my friend.
Don Nuts!
Oh, very well. So whether your name is Hazel or Filbert, you will not regret buying this tempting and economical dessert. Buy Hickory.
Very good. Very good. There you are, Don. That was one of the most novel things I've ever written.
Oh, Jack, you didn't write that.
Yes, I did.
All by yourself?
All by myself.
You mean it came to you like a flash?
Like a bolt out of the blue.
Keep talking, brother. When I get the right lead, I'm going to murder you.
Oh, don't be so critical. That was a very clever commercial. Wasn't it, Dennis? Hey, where's Dennis?
Here I am. I'm back at Mr. Wilson.
Oh.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. You gotta humor the kid. Say, Dennis, have you got a nice song prepared for today?
Yeah, but first I want to thank you for letting me come over to the studio the other day.
Oh, don't mention it.
That was a pretty hot love scene you did with Carol Lombard, by golly.
Yes, it was.
Gosh, when you grabbed her and gave her that big kiss, I got so excited I was quivering all over.
You were?
She didn't even move a muscle.
Never mind.
What's the matter with that girl?
I don't know.
Look, boy, she kisses Gable when she leaves home in the morning, and she kisses him when she gets back at night. Anything in between is strictly cheesecake.
Well, I don't want to be catty, but, oh, well, forget it. How about a song, Dennis? What's it going to be?
I'm going to sing a medley of Christmas carols.
Good. Oh, say, fellas, that reminds me. I've got to go home early tonight and do some work on my Christmas tree. I want to get it all trimmed up for the party. You want to come and help me, Mary?
Sure, why not?
Phil, after Dennis's song, you can play a few selections and fill out the program.
Well, that'll give me a chance to play a couple of high-class numbers like Kuzvitz plays. Andrew Costa. What's the rest of this here?
Lannis. Andra Castellanis. Oh, brother.
Well, why do you always embarrass me by making up them big words?
I didn't make up anything. That's the man's name. He's married to Lily Pond.
Her I can say.
Look, Phil, just accompany Dennis's song, then put on your hat and go home. Come on, Mary, let's get out of here. What's that? Come in.
Special delivery for Mary Livingston.
Right here, Bud. Give him a tip, will you, Jack?
Okay. Here you are, boy. Here's $50 for you.
Thanks. I can go along with a gag. A boom.
You can louse it up, too. He had to put a boom on the end of it. Wasn't satisfied it was written, had to put a boom. Anyway, I'd like to see one stooge in this town with hair. Come on, Mary.
Oh, wait a minute, Jack. This letter's from Mama.
You can read it in the cab. Come on.
Oh, let her read it now, Jack. Mary's she's just a riot.
Oh, all right. I'm glad you got that out, too. If we had an hour program, we'd be very successful here. You know that. All right, read your mother's letter, Mary. What's the head of hopper of Plainfield got to say?
My darling daughter Mary, just a line to let you know that Christmas is almost here, and as yet I have not received your X-Chay.
X-Chay?
But don't get me wrong. If your check has been delayed in the mail, I take back everything I'm thinking.
How can anybody be so mercenary?
Your sister Ethel and her husband are here for the holidays and will spend several weeks with us. Inasmuch as they live right next door, I think this is an imposition.
Oh, I don't know.
Quiet. You ought to see your sister's new baby. Everybody says it's a regular little doll. And they're right. It looks just like Popeye.
Well, no wonder. After all, your sister is no rose. And that husband of hers, does he still sell bluing house to house?
No, he's a vanilla extract man now.
Oh, vanilla extract man. Oh, he's going places. Come on, finish the letter.
Speaking of Christmas, I saw your father tiptoeing up the stairs last night with a great big package over his shoulder. I was thrilled to death until I found out the package was your Uncle Willie.
Boy, was he full of vanilla.
No more news, except that your brother Bacardi...
Bacardi?
Papa named him off a bottle.
Oh.
Except that your brother Bacardi was turned down by the on account of feet, chest, and head. Also, his hands drag on the ground when he walks.
Gee, his nails must be a mess.
Love to all, Mama.
Well, I'm glad that's over.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's a P.S. Tell Jack I heard him do Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on the program a few weeks ago. What a performance.
Performance? Let's see that. Well, I'll be darned. If I'd have known this was going to happen, I'd have put another cup of water in that perfume I sent her. Sing, Dennis. See you Christmas, fellas. Come on, Mary. Let's get over to the house.
Noel, the angel did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 one is the King of Israel. Away in a manger, no crib for his bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the heavens looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep in the hay. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hope proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Right up here, buddy. It's that big white house with the iron reindeer on the lawn.
Okay, pal.
Boy, look at that meter, $1.50.
Oh, driver, how much do I owe you?
Like she said, $1.50.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you what. How would you like it? $3 or nothing?
Double nothing? Okay, pal.
I'm matching you. Just a second. Okay, here goes. Come on, lift up. Well, so long, pal.
Darn that Rochester, why doesn't he answer the door? I have to stand here all night?
Oh, take it easy, Jack. Calm down. What's $3?
It's not the money. I don't believe in gambling. Don't talk to me. I feel awful.
Why don't you take off one of those shoes and cut your throat?
Mary, I'm in no mood for any...
Good evening, boss. Happy Yuletide.
Rochester, you were late answering the door, and I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm fining you $3. You understand?
I wish the stock market would come back that fast.
Never mind. Any messages, Rochester?
Yes, sir. Mr. Charles Boyer called and said he won't be able to attend your Christmas party.
Why not?
You got me, boss. He gave his excuse in print.
Well, that's the sneakiest thing I ever heard of. Any other messages?
Yes, Lady Mendel phoned. Said she got your lovely invitation, and who are you?
Does she ever go to the movies, for heaven's sake? Come on, Mary, the tree is in the library. Bring my slippers, Esther.
Your slippers? Lounging, bedroom, or ballet?
I'm in no mood for a ballet dance, believe me. Bring in my lounging slippers.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Mary. While I'm putting the star on top of the tree, you can be hanging popcorn balls on the branches.
Oh, is your tree going to have branches this year? Yes, it's going to have branches. Well, I think the one you had last... Uh-oh, here comes your boarder.
Yeah. I wonder why he's carrying that hatchet. Hello, Mr. Billingsley.
Good afternoon, Mr. Benny. Home a little early, I see.
Yes, I have some work to do around the house. Oh, Mr. Billingsley, what are you doing with that hatchet? Are you a Boy Scout now?
No, I'm going out to dinner later, and when I say chopped chicken liver, that's what I mean.
I see.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Benny.
Goodbye.
Keep 'em flying.
I can't understand Mr. Billingsley lately. You know, Mary, he slept under his bed last night. He hung onto the springs like a bat. You know? Weird fellow. Well, there you are. There's my Christmas tree, Mary. Isn't it nice?
Yeah, that's the biggest one you ever had. Where'd you get it?
Where'd we get that? We got it just north of Redwood City. Well, let's start with the decorations. Mary, you hang up these candy canes, and I'll... Rochester, what happened to that box of popcorn balls we had in the closet?
I got bad news, boss. There's nothing in there now but a big fat mouse.
Darn it, I'm short of ornaments. Got to have something to hang on that tree.
Yes, those socks look awful by themselves.
The socks are coming off as soon as they're dry. I wanted popcorn balls to add a little... I have an idea. How would oranges look there?
Oranges?
Yeah, I've got a backyard full of them. I'll go out and pick some. Meanwhile, start with those candy canes, Mary. I'll be right back. Jingle bells, yum bum 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 dum dum dum. $3. I had to match them. Yum dum 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 bum 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 bum. Oh well. Jingle bells, yum dum see. Let's see. I think there's some big ones in this tree over here. Yeah, these will be fine. A nice big juicy one. I'll take about a dozen. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hello, mister. What are you doing?
Hello. 6. Oh, hello, little girl. Where did you come from?
I was just looking around your yard. Where's your polar bear?
My polar bear? Oh, he's asleep for the winter. Do you live around here?
Yes, we just moved into that new house next to Ronald Coleman's.
Oh, next to Ronald Coleman's. Oh, that's swell. We're going to be neighbors, aren't we?
Uh-huh. You're Jack Benny, aren't you?
That's right. That's who I am.
Gee, I heard you do Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on the radio. What a performance!
Hey, it was pretty good. Say, little girl, your face is kind of familiar. Haven't I seen you in pictures?
You might have. My name's Carolyn Lee.
Oh, Carolyn Lee. Well, this is certainly a surprise. So little Miss Lee is my neighbor.
You can call me Carolyn.
Good. And you can call me Jack.
Okay, Jack.
Gee, she's cute. Say, Carolyn, you going to be busy Christmas morning?
I don't know why.
Well, I had a telephone call from Santa Claus last night, and he told me he was going to leave a beautiful present under my tree, especially for you.
Well, let's analyze this. How did Santa Claus know you were going to meet me?
Oh, he even knows about things before they happen. He knows everything. And that's why we've got to be real good, especially around Christmas.
Then why are you picking Mr. Coleman's oranges?
Look, Carolyn. These aren't Mr. Coleman's oranges. What hangs over the fence is mine. Now, let me tell you something about Santa Claus, Carolyn. Every year at this time, he makes a list of good little boys and girls, and when they wake up Christmas morning...
Hey, boss, come in here.
I'll be with you in a minute. And, Carolyn, if these little boys and girls have been real good...
You gotta come in now, boss. Mr. Billsley's chopping down the Christmas tree.
What? Chopping down the tree? See you later, Carolyn. Mr. Billsley! Mr. Billsley! Mary's chopping.
It's too late now.
Oh, my goodness. I knew I should have taken away his hatchet.
What a combination. Golden apricots and rich, shimmering lemon jello. That's the swell blend that makes Jello apricot rings such a grand treat. Just sliced canned apricots and lemon jello, deliciously molded into one of the most tempting desserts you ever tasted. And one of the easiest, too. Simply dissolve one package of lemon jello in 1 1/4 cups of hot water. Next, add a dash of salt and 3/4 cups of syrup from the canned apricots. Then chill until thickened and fold in 2 1/2 cups of the sliced canned apricots themselves. When molded, served with a garnishing of whipped cream, apricot quarters, and green maraschino cherry. And there's a dessert you just can't beat for taste and attractiveness. Juicy sliced apricots blended with the richness of sun lemon jello. So get them both and make up this delightful treat. Jello makes any gelatin dessert taste extra good because the locked-in process protects the flavor for your complete enjoyment.
We're a little late, so good night, folks, and Merry Christmas to all.
Remember, tomorrow when you order Jell-O puddings, too, in all 3 flavors. Jell-O puddings are just like Grandma's, only more so. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
KFI, Los Angeles.
Presenting America's most beloved play, The Green Pastures, on the Calvacade of America, sponsored by DuPont, maker of better things for better living through chemistry. At this season of the year, when the men and women in half the world turn once again to the age-old hope and vision of their faith, perhaps the more devoutly in this troubled year of 1941, the Calvacade of America brings you for the second Christmas time a simple, moving story of that faith, The Green Pastures. We choose it because it is the story of a faith that is a bright promise and a source of strength for all. Mark Connolly wrote it more than 10 years ago from Rourke Bradford's book, Old Man Adam and His Children. This truly American classic, as a stage play and a motion picture, has brought joy and inspiration, laughter and tears to audiences throughout America. At this holiday season, DuPont again presents on the Cavalcade of America, The Green Pastures by Mark Connolly, with the music of the Hall Johnson Choir. Juano Hernandez again portrays the role of DeLorde. Sunday morning in a sleepy Louisiana town. A corner in a Negro church. 10 children and an elderly preacher.
And the seventh day, the Lord rested. Now, children, that's the general idea of what the Bible's like.
What the world looked like when the Lord began, Mr. Desher?
How you mean, what it looked like?
Carlisle mean who was in New Orleans then.
There wasn't nobody in New Orleans. On account of there wasn't no New Orleans. There wasn't nothing on the earth at all. Case for the reason there wasn't nothing except heaven.
Who was around then? Nothing but angels?
Angels and cherubs. All day long they had picnics and fish fries and boiled custard and 10-cent cigars for the adults. Now, heaven being the Lord's pet place, he done fixed it up nice. Yes, sir. I'll bet that was a grand place, all right, with all them picnics and fish fries. Glory, glory, God, shine and give God the glory, glory, God, shine and give God the glory, glory, for the Lord.
Hurry up, Katie, this here fast crying for more fish. Coming fast as we can. They gotta be catched, ain't they? We can't just say, come on, fish, hop in the pot. You sure seen that baby of mine around here? There he is, sitting up there on that cloud. What? I declare that baby must got ink blood in him. You fly down here. You want to be put in the sin book? Now, you hear me? I'm going to fly up there and slap you down. You better get him down here quick, sister, because here come Gable. Good morning, Gabe.
Good morning, Angel. I wonder, can I interrupt the fish fry and give out the Sunday school card?
Sure, go right ahead. Yeah.
All right, Sheriff. Fly right over here by me. Now then, Sheriff, why are you here?
'Cause we so good.
That's right. Now, who's the big boss?
Our dear Lord.
That's right. Now, here's your card. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Gangway. Gangway for the Lord God Jehovah.
Is you been baptized?
Thank you, Lord.
Is you been baptized?
Thank you, Lord.
Is you been baptized?
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Do you bow mighty low?
Thank you, Lord.
Do you bow mighty low?
Thank you, Lord.
Do you bow mighty low?
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Let the fish fry proceed.
Little buyer custard, Lord.
Thank you kindly, Gabe. This looks nice. How's the fish fry going? Well, why don't you shouters give us one of them old-time jump-ups?
Anything you say, Lord.
So high.
My God is so high, you can't get over it, it's so low. You can't get under it, it's so wide. You can't get around it, you must come in. Climb through the land, he's so high.
Uh-oh. What's the matter, Lord?
I ain't just sure yet. There's something about this custard. I can taste the eggs and the sugar, but, I know what it is. It needs just a little bit more firmament.
It's all the firmament us had, Lord. There ain't another drop left in the jug.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I'll just ride back and pass a miracle.
Quiet, angels.
Let it be some firmament. And when I say let it be some firmament, I don't want just a little bitty dab. Let it be a whole mess of firmament. That's the way I like it.
Oh, look, Lord. The cherubs is getting all wet.
Oh, my.
But then we got to make a place to drain it off.
Look at Leonetta. She wet to the skin.
Well, you angels keep quiet, and I'll pass another miracle. That's always the trouble with miracles. When you pass one, you got to ride back and pass another. Let there be a place to drain off this firmament. Let there be mountains and valleys, and let there be rivers and bayous to drain it off into. As a matter of fact, let there be the earth.
Look down there.
Do you see it, Lord?
Yes, Gabriel?
Looks mighty nice, Lord.
Yes.
That'd make my nice farming country.
It's a good earth. It ought to have somebody to enjoy it. Gabriel?
Yes, Lord.
I'm going down there.
Yes, Lord.
You be my working boss here while I'm gone. You know that matter of them 2 stars?
Yes, Lord.
Get that fixed up. And that sparrow that fell a little while ago, attend to that, too.
Okay, Lord.
Now, angels, I'm going to pass one more miracle. One of the most important miracles of all. Let there be man. Good morning, son.
Good morning, Lord.
What's your name, son?
Adam.
Mm-hmm. Let me take a look at you, Adam. Yeah, you's a nice job. But wait a minute. Something missing. Oh, I know what it is. You need a family.
Yes, sir. What is a family, Lord?
I'm going to show you. Eve.
Yes, Lord.
Now, you was all right, Eve. Eve, you take care of this man. Adam, you take care of this woman. You belongs to each other. Drink the water from the little brooks and eat the food that's hanging for you in the trees. That is, in all but one tree. That one, there.
Yes, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
I got to be getting along now. I got 100,000 things to do before you takes your next breath. Just be the kind of children I want you to be.
Keep away from me. Don't you let nobody turn you around, turn you around, turn you around. Don't you let nobody turn you around. Keep away from me.
There. I guess that's about all important business this morning, Lord.
Ain't there nothing you was to remind me of, Gabriel?
The prayers, Lord.
The prayers?
For mankind, you know, down on earth.
Oh, yeah, the poor little earth. I ain't been down there since that rascal Cain killed his brother Abel. Maybe I ought to go down again. I need a little holiday.
Might do you good, Lord.
I think I will. What time is it by the sun and the stars?
Just exactly 1:30, Lord.
Well, take care of yourself, Gabe. I'll be back Saturday. That's nice. Nice and quiet. That's the way I like Sunday to be.
Where is my sweet Hannah? When can he see?
But now that ain't so good. Here, stop that.
What's the matter with you, country boy? Where is my sweet Nana?
Yeah. Don't you know this is the Sabbath? That's no kind of song to sing on the Lord's Day.
Who cares about the Lord's Day anymore? People just use Sunday now to get over Saturday.
You's an awful sassy little gal.
I come from sassy people. We even speak mean of the dead.
Ain't nobody ever told you that you're on the road to hell?
Sure, that's what the preacher says. But I happen to know at the present time I'm on the road to the picnic grounds waiting for my sweet papa. Oh, yeah, he is now.
Hello, sugar. Who's your traveling man?
What's your name, son?
Soap and water, country boy.
What is your name, son?
Kane, 6.
I was afraid so. Is the other young men's all like you?
The gals don't think so. Let's go, sugar. So long, Hot Pocket.
There is my sweet Nana.
Bad business, bad. Well, the The birds is going about their business all right. Yeah, that's fine. And how's you little flowers making out?
We okay, Lord.
Yes, you is. And you looks very pretty. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Lord.
It's only the human beings that makes me downhearted.
Oh, Lord. I gotta get them groceries. Please, please, please.
Well, now, this is more like it. It's nice to see people on their knees praying, even if it is outdoors.
Oh, Lord, the smokehouse is empty. Oh, Lord, let me see that little six. Wham! That is Frim.
Doggone it, that big fast.
Gambling. Here, let me look at them. And with frozen dice.
Get out the way, big boy.
There's $1.50
I'd rather have my earth peopled with a bunch of channel catfish than I would with mankind and his sin. I just can't stand sin.
Morning, brother. Can I walk along with you?
Why, certainly. I declare, you look like a good man.
I try to be. I'm the preacher here. I don't think I seen you to the meeting.
I just come to town a little while ago, and I've been pretty busy. What's your name?
My name's Noah, brother. My house right over yonder. That's my wife standing on the porch.
Good morning, sister.
Morning, brother. You a preacher, too?
I am, in a way.
Then you got to stay for dinner. It'll be ready in about 5 minutes.
Hurry on now, honey.
But I'll just go out around back and call Shem, Ham, and Jephthah. Won't take long.
They's our sons. They live just across the way.
You got a fine wife, Noah. And you is a good man. I wish there was more people like you.
The town is top-heavy with sinners. The whole district's wide open. You know that makes for loose living.
Noah, what's the most rain you ever had round these parts?
Well, last April, the water come down for 6 days steady. And the river got so swole, it bust down the levee up above Freeport.
What would you say? Was it to rain for 40 days and 40 nights?
I'd say that was a complete rain.
Noah, you don't know who I is, do you?
Your face looked easy, but I don't think I recall. Oh, Lord. I should have seen the glory.
Noah, I'm going to destroy this world. All but you and your family. Now, look here. I want you to build me a boat. And I want you to call it the Ark. And when it's done, I want you to take 2 of every kind of animal and bird that's in the country. Take seeds and sprouts. Put them on that Ark. We's going to start all over again after 40 days. Let there be a deluge.
You are listening to The Green Pastures on the Cavalcade of America, sponsored by DuPont.
Gabriel, I'm going to try a new scheme. That old flood didn't work. Send in Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
A day's on the way, Lord.
You run along, Gabe. Oh, wait a minute. You're going near the big pit this morning.
I could go.
Well, just lean over the brink and tell Satan that he's a plain fool if he thinks he can beat me.
Okay, Lord. Then I'll spit right in his eye. Come in, gentlemen. You's all expected.
Good morning. Good morning. Sit down. Make yourselves comfortable.
Thank you, Lord.
Boys, I've been going along on the principle that mankind was something like angels. You could give him something, then let him enjoy it. But he ain't built that way. Now, you up here because you were good and you kept busy. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give your descendants the best piece of property in the world, if they's willing to work for it. Now, who does you think is the best to put in charge down there?
Does you want the brainiest or the holiest, Lord?
I want the holiest. I'll make him brainy.
Well, my great-great-great-grandson Moses is a good boy, Lord.
I know he is. I had him in mind all along. Moses, can you hear me in your heart? I want you to lead your people out of bondage and into the land of Canaan.
God
matter, Moses?
I don't know. 40 years I've been leading you, and now I can't seem to walk no further. Joshua!
Yes, Moses?
What's the news from the scouts?
Good news. The River Jordan is right ahead, and Jericho is just on the other side. Moses, we are there.
Hallelujah!
Joshua, you going to get the fighting men together and take that city before sundown?
It's a big city, Moses, with walls all around it. We ain't got enough men.
Oh, the Lord will take charge, Joshua. You tell the priests to march around the walls 3 times and then blow on their ram's horns.
What about you, Father Moses?
I'm staying behind. The Lord has got his plans for me. Goodbye, Aaron.
Goodbye, Moses. Goodbye.
Now I'm all alone.
No, you ain't, Moses.
Oh, Lord. Lord, it's you. Now I guess my work is done.
Moses, you've been a good man. I ain't going to do you out of what's coming to you. Come on. You and me's going up this hill to your own promised land.
Oh, but, Lord, we can't be doing this.
Of course we can.
But Joshua and the fighting men. I told them to march around the walls of Jericho. The priests and the ram horns are blowing, and then the Lord would tell them what to do.
That's all right. That's all right. He's there. Listen, Moses. Now I'll show you how he's helping them. Listen.
The walls is tumbling down. Wait a minute. If the Lord is with them, who is this here helping me up the hill?
Your faith. Your God.
No, children, that scheme didn't work neither. Soon as they owned the land of Canaan, the people went to the dogs again. They built the wicked city of Babylon, and that was too much for the Lord to take. That was too much. Then one day he couldn't stand it no longer. And when Gabriel came into his office, the Lord was mad, powerful mad. For when the Lord was the God of wrath and vengeance, then nobody could be that.
I tell you, I can't stand it. I can't stand it no more.
What's the matter, Lord?
It's that old world down there. Sin. Nothing but sin. Every time I forgive them, they mock me. Now listen, you children of darkness. Your Lord is tired. Tired of the struggle to make you worthy of the breath I give you. So I renounce you. Listen to the words of your Lord God Jehovah, for these are the last words you'll ever hear from me. I repent of these people I have made, and I'll deliver them no more.
I hate to see you take on this way, Lord. You look so blue sitting there at your desk.
Gabriel, even being God ain't no bed of roses. Keep quiet now. I'm listening.
Listening to what, Lord?
To a man down on the earth.
Who is he, Lord?
He's just one of the soldiers fighting to defend the walls of Jerusalem. They call him Hezro. But to me, he's Adam, too, and Moses, and... Oh, why does he keep thinking I'm going to help him?
In case you want him to, Lord.
But I said no. Stop! You're talking to me, Hezro. Do you hear? Keep your eye out for the enemy. Don't keep looking up to heaven that way. You's puzzling me. Don't you know you can't puzzle God? Listen, you want me to come down there very much. I tell you what I'll do. I ain't going to promise you nothing. They ain't going to do nothing to help you. I'm just feeling a little low. And I'm only coming down to make myself feel a little better, that's all. I'm going down to earth again, Gabe. I'm going to talk with him.
you?
I'm just an old preacher from back in the hills.
What you doing here?
I heard you boys was fighting to hold Jerusalem. I just wanted to see how it was going.
Well, it ain't going so good.
They got you scared, huh?
Listen, preacher, we ain't scared. We's gonna be killed, but we ain't scared.
How is it that you are so brave?
Because we got faith, that's why.
But God said he abandoned everyone down here.
Who say that? Who dare say that of the Lord God of Hosea?
The God of Hosea? Who's he?
How come you so puzzled?
I don't know. Maybe I just don't hear things. You see, I live way back in the hills. Ain't the God of Hosea the same Jehovah that was the God of Moses?
No. That old God of wrath and vengeance. We have the God that Hosea preached to us. He's the one God.
Who's he?
The God of mercy.
Well, Hezbollah, don't you think they must be the same God?
I don't know. Maybe it is. Of course, the God of Moses made Hosea, and I suppose Hosea never would have found what mercy was, unless there had been a little of it in God, too. Anyway, he ain't a fearsome God no more. Hosea showed us that.
Mercy. Well, how you suppose Hosea found that mercy?
The only way he could find it. The only way anyone can find it.
How's that?
Through suffering.
They can't lick you, can they?
I know they can't. You better get out of here, preacher. If you want to carry the news to your people, it's almost daylight.
You want me to take any message?
Tell the people in the hills there ain't nobody like the Lord God of Hosea.
Thank you, Hezbollah.
For what?
For telling me so much. I gotta go now. If they kill you tomorrow, I'll bet that God of Hosea will be waiting for you.
I know he will.
Goodbye, Hezbollah. I guess I was gone so long I was just way behind the times.
Want the angels to stop singing, Lord?
No, Gabe. Let them sing.
They all heavy-hearted, Lord, because you feel so bad. They think it must be something serious.
It is serious, Gabriel.
Quiet, angel. Lord, is the time come for me to blow the trumpet?
No, not yet, not yet. I'm thinking about something that boy said. How he and Hosea found something.
What, Lord?
Mercy. Through suffering, he said.
Yes, Lord.
I'm trying to find it, too. It's awful important to all the people on my earth. Did he mean that even God must suffer? Open the pearly gates. I want to look down on the earth again.
Oh, look at him.
They're going to make him carry that cross up that high hill.
They're going to nail him to it.
Oh, that's a terrible burden for one man to carry.
Mercy. Through suffering. Yes. That's what he had in mind.
In the mood of the Green Pastures, all of us pause at this season of the year to recount our blessings, to look forward with hope and faith. The 60,000 workers of DuPont pause, too, in this season and at this time to review what they have accomplished in terms of service to all and what they can hope to do in the future. We have added to our peacetime task of making better things for better living through chemistry the wartime job of helping to make sure that we will enjoy those better things in the future. that we may have them in our time in the sort of world we choose to have our children live in. We pause to reflect that the freedoms which have brought us to this point in the advance of America are intact and cherished, that the spirit and soul of the nation are alive as never before and growing in unity in this trying time, that inevitably the day draws closer when humanity's prayers and hopes for a better, peace-loving world will be fully realized. That is the final blessing. And to the speeding of this day, the men and women of DuPont join in effort with men and women of goodwill everywhere. And to these people of goodwill, wherever they are, the old wish, the good wish, the earnest wish, a Merry Christmas and a happier New Year. Tonight's play on the Calvacade of America was The Green Pastures, with Juano Hernandez as DeLord. The choir was under the personal direction of Hall Johnson. Next week, the Calvacade of America brings you Paulette Goddard, one of Hollywood's most glamorous stars, in The Gorgeous Hussy, a story of Peggy Eaton, the most famous woman in Washington during the administration of Andrew Jackson. Our story is based on the famous novel by Samuel Hopkins Adams. This is Clayton Collier on the Calvacade of America, sending you best wishes and warmest Christmas greetings from DuPont.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Lux presents Hollywood. The Lux Radio Theater brings you Jean Arthur and Fred McMurray with Beulah Bondi in Remember the Night, and as special guests, Bob Hope and Rita Hayworth. Ladies and gentlemen, your producer, Mr. Cecil B. DeMille.
Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. This is Christmas week, and our holiday present to you is the play called Remember the Night. It's all tied up in a glittering, glamorous package, and the gayest decorations of all are those two bright stars, Jean Arthur and Fred McMurray. Christmas is a time when all wanderers think of home, a time when we appreciate most the warmth and the gladness of home. And Remember the Night, adapted from the Paramount screen hit, is the story of what home meant to one man and one girl at Christmas time. The man is a prosecuting attorney, and he's trying to send the girl to prison. But Christmas calls a strange truce in their conflict and throws a magic spell over them both. You'll hear Fred McMurray as the prosecutor. He played that part in the picture. And Jean Arthur will be the girl on trial. Their story has more spirit of Christmas in it than almost any modern play I've read. It's told in a new way and a sure way to our hearts. Remember the Night is a story of what makes the wheels go round in American life. Ordinary American life. A way of life that won't be stopped by anything. This National Theater, we're proud to say, is part of that life. And so is the product that keeps this theater going, Lux Flakes, which also helps to keep your household going year in and year out. With the weatherman off the air, you may not know if you're going to have real snow for Christmas or not. But you can outdo the weatherman by whipping up an indoor blizzard for your Christmas tree with these speedy little flakes. Anyway, winter or summer, you'll find Lux Flakes breaking the speed limit to make the American way of life a little smoother. Now the spotlight turns to the center of the stage as the curtain goes up for the first act of Remember the Night, starring Jean Arthur as Lee Leander and Fred McMurray as Jack Sargent, with Beulah Bondi as Jack's mother. A jewelry store on New York's Fifth Avenue. In the glittering showcases, 1,000 precious stones sparkle in their brilliant settings. Although it's just a few weeks before Christmas, This afternoon, there's only one customer in the store. A pretty girl in costly furs. On her wrist is a diamond bracelet, placed there by the enthusiastic clerk. He smiles happily, sensing that the sale is practically complete.
Glorious, madame, isn't it? One of our most beautiful bracelets, really.
Yes, it is beautiful.
You won't regret taking it, madame.
I'm sure I won't. Well, what's the price, please?
Only $5,000.
$5,000. That's reasonable. I think I'd like to see one or two more before I make up my mind. That one in the lower tray, please. Let me see that.
Of course, madame. Personally, I prefer the one you're wearing. But this one's quite beautiful, too. The emeralds set the diamonds off very nicely. Now, if you'll just place this one on your... Madame. Madame, where? She's gone. Mr. Meyer! Police!
Jones, what is it? That girl. She went out the door while my back was turned. She went out with a $5,000 bracelet.
Calling car number 17. Pickup girl, 23 years, dark complexion, silver fox furs. Search for diamond bracelet stolen from Meyer & Company. That is all.
Hello. Officer Cassidy reporting to headquarters. We picked up that girl. Yeah, caught her cold with the goods in a hot shop over on 3rd Avenue. I'll bring her in now.
District Attorney's office. Just a moment.
Who is it?
Commissioner's office. It's about that acquittal yesterday in the shooting case.
Oh, tell him I'm busy.
Hello? Can the district attorney call you back? Thank you.
All they have to do, beef about acquittals. Let's get going, Tom.
Okay, boss.
What's the first case today?
That's a cinch. Gave by the name of Leander. Cops a bracelet out of Meyer & Company and hocks it on 3rd Avenue. Open and shut.
First offense?
No, she's got a record. This is the third offense.
Oh, that's good. That's good. First offender at Christmas time is tougher than tiger meat. Let's look at that chart. Conviction's only 78%. This is against 82% last year.
Hey, boss, can I handle this case? I'll get you conviction.
Nothing doing, Tom. Your face isn't right to prosecute a woman. We'll get Sergeant on this one.
Sergeant? What's his face got that mine hasn't got?
Oh, whatever it is, he never lost a case for me yet.
Yeah, but he's gone home for Christmas. Ohio or Oklahoma or someplace like that. Now, listen, I can get you a conviction so
now,
quick
take
that
it
you...
easy. Take it easy. Oh, Miss Day, get me John Sargent on the phone.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sergeant! Mr. Sergeant! The telephone's ringing.
Well, answer it, will you? I'm trying to get packed up in here.
Okay, I'll answer. Hello?
Hey, wait a minute, Rufus. Listen. Huh? If that's the office, tell him I've already left, huh?
Oh, okay. Hello? Yowza. Well, if this is the office, he's already left.
Oh, you blockhead. Give me that phone.
Well, I only said what you told me.
Shut up. Good morning. Who all wants to speak to Master Sergeant, please?
Oh, hello, Sergeant. Who do you think you're kidding?
All right, never mind. Who is it?
This is your boss. It's a good thing you didn't take up acting for a living.
Yeah? Well, what do you want?
We got a case to try this morning. I'll see you at the office in 15 minutes.
Now, wait a minute. I'm supposed to be going home for Christmas.
Oh, sure. You can leave this afternoon.
Yeah, but I got 730 miles to drive. You told me I could...
Look, Jack, don't argue. It's a female case, and I need you. Now, come on.
Oh, I was afraid of this. Who's defending?
Oh, Larry.
That windbag? You'll give us the Gettysburg Address, the Declaration of
Oh,
Independence?
no, we won't. I'll have Tom meet you at court. You'll be out of there by noon. I'll get right down here. Goodbye.
But listen, boss. Hello. Oh, Leary. You talk all day long.
When you leaving, Mr. Sergeant?
Shut up.
Yes, sir.
Quiet, please. Proceed with your summation, Mr. O'Leary.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you've heard the prosecuting attorney, Mr. Sargent, attempt to prove that a valuable bracelet was stolen from the premises of Meyer & Company by the defendant. All of this has been a waste of time, ladies and gentlemen. Time we could spend to better advantage in last-minute Christmas shopping. I know that's what I'd like to be doing.
May it please the court, we object, Your Honor. The jury's Christmas shopping has nothing to do with the case.
Objection sustained.
I withdraw the illusion, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, the state has gone to great lengths to prove that Anna Rose Malone, sometimes known as Lee Leander,
And sometimes known as a lot of other things.
did on the afternoon of December 3rd walk out upon Fifth Avenue with a bracelet which was still the property of Meyer & Company. To prove something she freely admits, as if the proof of this fact constituted a proof of guilt. Ladies and gentlemen, we must not be hoodwinked by circumstantial evidence. The contents of a whiskey bottle...
Hey, Jack, I don't like that smile on that jury's pan.
All juries get soft-hearted at Christmas, Tommy.
Yeah.
If you ever get a case to prosecute and you see that peace on earth, goodwill to men look come in their eyes, get a continuance. Even if you have to fall down and tell the judge you ate green apples.
Is necessarily an evildoer. How flimsy is this argument? How unfair. But on it and because of it, you have been asked to take away the liberty of a fellow human being. The truth is simple. The bracelet was removed during a temporary loss of will and consciousness, now known as schizophrenia, but formerly known as hypnotism.
Holy mackerel, that's as sweet with hypnotism.
Shut up, Tommy.
You mean you're not going to object?
Shut up. He's just postponed the case till after Christmas.
Huh? How do you figure that?
Hypnotism.
Yes, I said hypnotism, and that is exactly what I meant. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this girl, this poor, unfortunate creature, went into that jewelry store not to buy, not to steal, but only to look. A salesman showed her the bracelet, begged her to examine it under a more powerful light, and then excused himself. The young girl stares at the bracelet. Closer, closer. The great central stone flashes blindingly in her eyes. Blue, green, purple, orange. Suddenly the colors are gone. Everything is dark. A breath of cold air brings her to her senses. But what's this? Where is the jewelry store? What is she doing on Fifth Avenue, blocks away from Meyer and Company? She doesn't know. Her mind is a blank. And why? This girl, this poor, unfortunate creature, was a victim, an unwilling victim, of hypnosis. Your Honor, the defense rests.
All right now, Tommy. Watch. Your Honor.
Yes?
Your Honor, the hypothesis of hypnotism is a very interesting one. But unfortunately, I am no Svengali. Nor are you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The people of the state of New York will require the expert testimony of Dr. Kindness, the psychiatrist. For this purpose, the people request that a continuance be granted till after the Christmas holiday.
We object, Your Honor. The defense is already summed up.
Objection overruled. The defendant will remain in custody, subject to giving a $5,000 bond. And all jurors, parties, and witnesses are instructed to return to the court January 2nd. Court adjourned, and a very Merry Christmas to you all.
Just a minute, Sergeant. That was a dirty trick you played on me. It means another day in court, and I don't get paid for the state. I have to earn my money.
No more sense of humor than a gravestone. Well, Merry Christmas, Francis.
Now, take it easy, Miss
Let me
Leander.
go. I want to speak to my lawyer. Mr. O'Leary, this guard says I have to have a bond to stay in jail.
That's right.
Is it right? You ought to know, Mr. District Attorney.
I'm afraid it is.
Well, how can I get a bond? I haven't got any more money. I don't want to spend Christmas in jail. Please don't let him do that.
What do you mean you haven't got any more money? What have I been talking for, to hear my own voice?
If you hadn't talked so much, I'd be out of here right now. Hypnotism. That gag so old it's got whiskers. Oh, please. Don't let him keep me here over Christmas.
What's the difference? What could you do if you haven't got any money?
I could walk around, couldn't I?
Come on, miss. It ain't as bad as you think. You get a nice little room, a nice turkey dinner on Christmas, all the trimmings.
Never mind the build-up. Let's go. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, Mr. Sergeant.
Hey, she's kind of short, you, Jack.
Yeah. Say, Tom, on your way out, send Fat Mike in here, will you?
Fat Mike, the bondsman?
If you know any other Fat Mikes, you can send them, too.
Okay.
Hey, Mike. Mr. Sergeant wants to see you right away.
Just coming. Hello, Mr. Sergeant. Want to see me?
Yeah. What do you charge for 5,000 bail from now till January 3rd?
Did they pin something on you,
It isn't for me. It's for the young woman who was just here.
Ah, I see.
How much?
For a friend of yours, nothing. Not a red Samalka.
I didn't ask you for any favors.
Favors? It's a privilege. You still living at the same place?
Yeah. Why?
How soon you want her out?
Right away.
Okay, she's out.
Thanks. So long. Hey, Rufus, you got those other grips back? Rufus!
Here I am, boss.
What's the matter with you?
She's here, boss.
Who's here?
I don't know.
Well, then how do you know she's here?
I just let her in the living room.
You let who in?
The lady.
What lady? I told you I wasn't home to anyone.
Yes, sir. I told him that. But he shoved the door open anyhow and pushed the lady in with his compliment.
Who did?
A man, a Fat Ike.
Fat Ike?
Yes, sir.
You mean Fat Mike?
Yes, sir. He sure ain't thin, Mike.
Well, what did he bring her here for?
I don't know.
I guess I'll have to go and speak to her.
I guess you will.
Well, hello.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
I don't know yet. I got a rough idea.
Well, anyway, I'm glad you're out.
Sure. Now, what do I have to do for it?
Well, for one thing, you could say thank you, but if that doesn't fit in with your plans, just skip it. My motives in this matter are...
Here you are, boss. Here's the drink.
What drinks? I didn't tell you to bring
Scotch and soda, miss?
Thanks.
Drink, boy?
Get out of here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know.
You know, one of these days, one of you boys is going to start one of these scenes differently. And some girl's going to drop dead from surprise.
What are you talking about?
I suppose you do this with all the lady prisoners?
Oh, yes. My life is just one long round of whoopee.
You're in a good spot for it.
Wonderful. I have only to wave a finger and I can satisfy my slightest whim.
And I suppose if anybody says no, you put them right back in the cooler.
Sure. Now, look. When court reconvenes, I'm going to try to put you in jail for a good long time. That's my business. But you haven't been convicted yet, so I don't see why you shouldn't enjoy Christmas like the rest of us. That's why I told Mike to get you out.
And bring me up here.
I did not tell him to bring you up here.
Then why did that gorilla bring me up here?
Because he's got a mind like a sewer.
You mean I don't have to stay here if I don't want to?
You most certainly do not.
Then I'll stay. I just don't want to be forced.
Now, wait a minute.
You know, there's nothing as dangerous as a square shooter. If all men were like you, there wouldn't be any nice girls left.
Yes, well, all this is leading into a very interesting subject that I haven't time to pursue at the moment. I'm going away on a little trip, and it's quite a drive.
Oh, you mean you want me to go?
Well, yes.
Where?
Where what?
I mean, I was on my way to a nice, comfortable jail, 3 meals a day, turkey for Christmas, and now, well...
Well, don't you live someplace?
No.
Well, where have you been living? In a tree?
I had a room in a hotel, but they locked me out.
Oh. Well, how much do you owe this hotel?
$126.40.
Oh. Well, that doesn't solve any problems.
Why don't you just put me back in the clink? That solves a lot of problems.
Well, for one thing, I'm not sure I can. Well, that wasn't the idea. Have you had your dinner?
Not yet.
Come on, then. I'll buy you that Christmas dinner, and we'll figure something out. Rufus!
Here's your hat, boss. Going out, huh?
Yes, I am.
I know. But don't forget, you gotta go see your ma.
Shut up. You know, I was thinking I might lend you my apartment while I'm away.
That sounds like a play, doesn't it?
Yeah, sounds like a flop.
Don't worry about me. I can always chisel a hotel for a week or two.
That's a nice, cheesy idea.
Well, I'm not going to sleep in the subway. As far as the holiday's concerned, I guess I'll get plenty of that when you get through with me. Not that I mean it in a disagreeable way, you understand?
I understand.
Your business is your business. Of course, some people wouldn't care for that kind of business. Somebody has to do the dirty work.
Thanks.
Just too bad it has to be somebody as nice as you.
How long have you been swiping things?
Long time.
Have you been caught before?
Just twice.
Did you take things you didn't need?
Sure.
In the presence of beautiful things, did you feel a sudden irresistible urge to take them in your hands and hurry away with them?
You mean, was I hypnotized?
No, I mean maybe you're a kleptomaniac.
No, they tried that. You see, to be a kleptomaniac, you can't sell any of this stuff afterwards, or you lose your amateur standing.
I don't understand it.
I don't think you ever could understand because, well, your mind is different. Rights and wrongs aren't the same for everybody. They should be, but they just aren't.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Is it? Try it like this. Suppose you were starving to death.
Yes?
And you didn't have any food and you didn't have any money.
No.
And there was some loaves of bread out in front of a market, and the man's back was turned. Would you swipe one?
You bet I would.
Well, that's because you're honest. You see, I'd have a 6-course dinner at the restaurant across the street. Then I'd say I'd forgotten my purse. You get the difference?
Yeah. I think your way is smarter.
Oh, sure. Sure, we're smart. We're very smart.
Well, we're all finished. Waiter, check this.
Right away, sir.
Well, Miss Leander, I've got a couple of bucks extra I don't need, enough for a room anyway, and a couple of breakfasts.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Check, sir.
Oh. Here you are. Oh, will you ask the band to play my Indiana home?
Yes, sir.
Why do you want him to play that?
Because that's where I'm going.
No. Are you a Hoosier?
Yeah, Wabash, Indiana. That is a farm just outside of Wabash.
Wabash, Indiana. No wonder I liked you. I'm from Eltonville.
No. Why, that's only about 50 miles
yes,
from...
sir?
Well, I'll be darned. And we had to come here and meet like this.
Funny, isn't it? So you're going back home, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I go home every Christmas.
You do, huh? Gee, that's great.
My mother still runs the farm. She does all right, too. Raises partridge, Wyandottes, Poland, China.
Oh, we never had anything that swell.
We never did either till lately. How long since you've been home?
Never.
Why?
I ran away.
Oh. Well, I don't know what the circumstances were, of course.
Not so hard.
Well, time takes care of those things. Did they write to you?
I got a letter from my mother when my father died.
Oh, his mother's alive then.
I hope so. That song, it's awful pretty, isn't it? Kind of does things to you.
Say, look, how would you like to go home for Christmas?
What?
I mean it. I could drop you off at your place and pick you up on my way back.
Home? Oh, gee, I don't know.
Come on, it'll do you good. What do you say?
Well, all right. Unless, aren't you afraid?
Afraid of what?
How it might look. Rising young district attorney and me.
I didn't think of it.
Say, you never think of anything wrong, do you? That's what makes you such a swell guy.
Our stars, Jean Arthur and Fred McMurray, will be back in just a moment for Act 2 of Remember the Night. Now, listen a minute with Sally and me. Do you remember how, to the strains of that well-loved music, familiar things came alive on Christmas Eve? How the wooden soldiers marched in the toy shop, Sugar Plum Fairy danced?
If things only could come alive at Christmas time, it might solve a lot of problems. For girls like Anne, for instance. Anne's pretty. You'd think she'd be popular. But here it's 2 days before Christmas and she's crying herself to sleep because she hasn't a date for New Year's Eve. And she's not been asked to as many holiday parties as the other girls. Now, if only the lacy pink silk slip across the back of the chair in Anne's room could talk like this.
Anne, we're what's wrong. We under things. People notice if we're not always fresh and dainty. You mustn't take chances. We need to be luxed every night. Then you'd really be just as sweet and pretty and dainty as you look.
It's so foolish to take chances with a thing as important as daintiness.
Well, girls who do are apt to find themselves left out of things, missing out on romance.
But Lux girls know what fun the holiday whirl can be.
You're wonderful. Where have you been all my life?
Same old line. But isn't it fun to hear it? Lux girls do. And it's easy to be a Lux girl. Easy to avoid offending by luxing under things every night. Dresses, blouses, and sweaters often.
New Quick Lux gives you suds so fast. Rich, gentle suds that just float away perspiration, yet keep fabrics and colors new-looking longer. Lux is safe for anything safe in water alone. And it's so thrifty. A little goes so far. Get the generous big box of New Quick Lux first thing tomorrow morning. It comes in the same familiar package, costs you no more. And one big box of Lux Flakes will do under things every night for weeks and weeks. Now, our producer, Mr. DeMille.
Act 2 of Remember the Night, starring Jean Arthur as Lee Leander and Fred McMurray as Jack Sargent, with Beulah Bundy as Jack's mother. Westward, along the snowbanked highways from New York, more than 20 hours of steady driving have brought Lee Leander and Jack Sargent to Eltonville, Indiana, and the front gate of Lee's former home. A bright moon softens the outline of the ramshackle house that stands cold and dark on the outskirts of town. From within the house comes the warning wail of a dog as Jack swings the car up to the sagging front porch.
This is it, huh? Well, all out, end of the line.
Oh, please, let's wait till... My mother might not even live here anymore.
Come on, now, don't be so nervous.
Well, will you go in with me?
Sure, I'll go in with you. Come on, I've got your bag.
You see that tree?
Yeah?
I fell out of it when I was 12. See, from that branch right up there. Landed on my head, too.
That's a better gag than hypnotism. Your lawyer should have used that. Come on, now, smile. Here we are.
Gee, I didn't mean to knock so loud. Oh, that sounds like McGee barking. Oh, no, but it couldn't be. Here's somebody coming.
Yeah. Now, look, I'll pick you up on New Year's Day in the afternoon. Don't forget.
No. Gee, you've been sweet.
Will you shut up? Yes?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Doesn't Mrs. Malone live here?
I guess you want my wife.
Oh, I didn't know.
Who is it, Henry? Somebody wants me?
Mama. Hello, Mama. Merry Christmas. Well, don't you know me?
Come in.
This is Mr.
Sergeant, how do you do?
Sit down.
Oh, you're looking fine, Mama.
What'd you come here for? What do you want?
I don't want anything. It was just Christmas, and Mr. Sergeant happened to be driving past
You
here.
see, I live in Wabash. I knew you'd be glad if you...
Glad? Why should I be glad? Good riddance to bad rubbish, I said the day she left.
Oh, Mama, please, Mr. Sergeant.
Just like her father she was. Always laughing at serious things. Never doing what she's told till she winds up stealing. Stealing my mission money. Money I'd put by with the sweat of my brow, that's what.
I didn't steal it. I told you 1,000 times I only borrowed it. I was going to pay you back.
But you didn't pay me back, did you? And you never paid me back.
How could I, after you called me a thief in front of the whole town? Nobody'd give me a job.
And you left here. A great lady. We weren't good enough for you. A decent home, a hard-working mother, and a cook for a daughter.
Oh, Mom.
Look, Lee, I don't want to tear you away, but we still have 50 miles to go.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Oh, yes.
It's been very interesting to meet you, Mrs.
Name doesn't concern you.
It most certainly does not. Come on, kid.
I've forgotten how much that woman hates me. And how much I hate her. It's a terrible thing to say, isn't it?
No.
But ever since I was little, she was always so right. And I was always so wrong. Thanks for getting me out. I'll stay anywhere. Any old place will do. If I'm far enough away from her.
Now, take it easy.
I wish I'd broken my neck when I fell out of that tree.
It's a little too late to think about that now, isn't it?
You won't make me stay in Eltonville, will you? You'll find me a room somewhere else.
Sure.
Any old dump will do.
That's just what you're going to get. It's got only one window, and the mattress is stuffed with rocks, and it's got a painting of the cross-eyedest old guy you ever saw in your life.
How do you know?
How do I know what? That my grandfather was cross-eyed?
You mean you're taking me home with you?
Why not?
Oh,
now, for God's sake, come on, stop it. Stop it.
Hey, anyone home?
John!
Hello, Mother.
Oh, my boy, my boy.
Oh, gosh, Mother, it's good to see you.
Oh, my dear, I can't believe you're here at last. Well, John started.
Hello, Aunt Emmy. How about a kiss?
Oh, I do declare I'm glad you're here. If only to stop your mother from taking leave of her senses.
Boy, I'll say, hello, John. Welcome home.
Hiya, Willie. The girl still chasing you?
What made you so late, dear? We thought you'd be here by 6 at least.
Hey, who's that in the front seat, John?
Oh, I'm sorry. Mother, this is Miss Lee Leander. She's come to spend Christmas with us.
how do you do?
Well, how nice. I'm glad to know you, my dear.
And this is my Aunt Emmy. She knows more about flannel cakes than the guy who invented them.
Hello.
I'm right pleased to meet you, Miss Leander.
And this is Willie Sims, a hired boy. He's crazy about the girls, and the girls are... Well, this is Willie Sims.
I'm pleased to meet you.
Hello. I hope I won't be too much trouble, Mrs. Sargent.
Trouble? Why, bless your child. It's a joy to have you here.
No trouble at all.
Sure. Now, come along, child. You must be near freezing to death, and here we are, cackling like Emmy.
Huh? Did you leave those cookies in the oven?
Oh, jeepers creepers. Come along now, everyone. This way, Miss Leander.
Oh, boy, John.
What?
Ain't she a pizzerino?
Who? Oh.
Hot dog.
Come on, grab a grip, Willie. I want to saw it in a hurry.
Go on, John. Don't stop. Play that other piece you used to do so good.
No, I can't remember it, Mother.
Oh, well, try, dear. Don't you think he plays nice, Miss Leander?
You don't have to answer that. I had $14 worth of piano lessons one time, and they've never forgotten it.
Willie, hand me that popcorn. We got to have it all strung for the tea tomorrow night.
Here you are.
Here, you can help me. You ain't done a thing all evening.
Didn't I help Miss Leander with the dinner dishes?
Should have done those yourself, Willie. Miss Leander's a guest. Oh, I like doing them, Mrs. Sargent. I've lived in hotels and places so long I haven't been around the house as much as I'd like.
Your folks dead?
Willie, be quiet. Oh, I don't mind. My father's dead. My mother's remarried. Well, that's too bad, dear. I always say it's so hard on the children. It just isn't the same with a new talent.
John, just one more piece.
No, can't fall till next year, Aunt Emmy.
Oh, dear. I'll play a piece if you want. Well, that'd be fine.
Can you play?
Well, I used to play a little. What would you all like? It doesn't make any difference.
I can sing Silent Night.
Now, Willie.
Well, I can.
Silent Night, I think I remember it.
Oh, let's all sing it.
Go ahead, Miss Leander.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, from young virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heaven.
Well, son, time for bed. Oh, gracious, the evening's gone fast. The rest went up long ago.
Mother, wait. There's one thing you must be curious about.
What, dear?
Miss Leander.
Yes?
I don't know whether to tell you this or not, but I don't like to bring somebody under your roof without you knowing exactly who she is.
Oh, John, I think I can guess.
Huh? Oh, no, not at all. This young woman isn't even a friend of mine.
Well, she certainly should be. I think she's charming.
She is charming, Mother.
She reminds me of your father's cousin, Winifred. I was saying to Emmy tonight.
Wait a minute, Mother. The girl's a crook. I'm going to put her in jail when we get back to New York.
What?
But in the meanwhile, she had no place to go for Christmas.
Why, the poor lamb. You'll do no such thing, John Sargent. Why, that girl's as honest as all outdoors. I can tell by just looking at her face. If she did take some little thing, well, I'm sure it was entirely by mistake. She's probably a hypochondriac.
Yeah, she might be at that, Mother.
She hasn't really taken things now, has she, dear? You're just making a bad joke, aren't you?
No, Mother. And I'm afraid this isn't even her first offense. But that doesn't mean she wasn't unhappy and lonely and a human being like the rest of us.
Well, the poor thing probably didn't get enough love as a child. Do you remember how bad you were? Well, you weren't really bad, but do you remember the time you took my egg money I was going to get a new dress with, and then how hard you worked to pay it back when you understood?
You made me understand.
No, dear. It was love that made you understand. Well, I do hope she enjoys her stay here. Do you think we ought to lock up the silver?
No, I don't think it's necessary.
Good night, son.
Good night, Mother.
Oh, look at all that presents,
Beautifully. Look at this basket. And, my dear, I've never seen so many presents in all my life.
There's another one for you, Mother.
For me?
We always open our presents on Christmas Eve, Miss Leander, ever since John grew up.
Oh, John, another bottle of perfume. Ecstasy, too. Well, I haven't even started on that bottle of ecstasy you gave me last year.
Lucy.
What? Oh.
Well, gee, we've got all our stuff open, and, well, I'm sorry about the present situation, Miss Leander. If we'd only known sooner.
Well, John, there's some presents for Miss Leander over there on the sofa.
Huh?
Of course, Jack. You must have forgotten.
Oh, well, I guess you can always trust Santa Claus. 3 packages, Miss Leander. Merry Christmas.
Oh, no. Oh, you shouldn't have gone to all that trouble.
Open them up now, dear.
Oh, what a lovely pincushion. Oh, it's so pretty.
Nothing at all, just scraps and things I've been collecting for years.
Here's the next one. A very Merry Christmas to Miss Leander from Jack and Emma. Wow.
Stockings. Oh, thank you so much.
Bed socks. Not so fancy, but wonderful on a cold night. for a spinster lady.
Oh, it's awfully sweet of you all.
Here's another, Miss Leander.
Not really.
Yeah, who's that from, Willie?
From you big dunce.
From
Can't
me?
you remember anything?
Oh, but I
Gracious sakes, Jack. Keep quiet.
Perfume. Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's nothing. Just a bottle of perfume.
And ecstasy, too.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you're all much too kind. I don't think I've ever met anyone so thoughtful
Oh,
and...
nonsense, child. We're so happy to have you and so anxious for you to enjoy your stay. Of course, there isn't much to do here, except tonight we're having a caroling party, and Thursday's the charity bazaar, and we have a treasure hunt on Friday. And then we start resting up for New Year's Eve.
See, that's all there is. You know, farmers' wives don't die of boredom anymore. They die of heart failure.
I do declare this is the best caroling we've ever had.
Yes. They look nice together, don't they? Who? Jack and Miss Leander. Like they was made for each other.
Now, if you're hinting that John's in love with her, well, he isn't any.
Fiddlesticks, Lucy. Fiddlesticks. She's in love with him, too.
I tell you they're not. You don't know anything about these things, Emmy. They're not in love. They just can't be.
Tired, Lee?
Oh, no, it's wonderful.
Well, just the same, we'd better get along home. We've got a long week ahead.
Long. I imagine it's going to seem pretty short.
Don't go away, folks. Stay right in the hall. It'll be New Year's in just about a minute.
It's almost over, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost over.
Second will be one day nearer.
The second? Oh, you mean that second?
When my case comes up again.
Yeah, I haven't thought of it.
I have. But you've all been so sweet. No matter what happens after we get back, it won't matter so much. I'll have some wonderful memories.
So will I.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to wish you all a very happy New Year!
Happy New Year, Lee.
Happy New Year, Jack.
You know, it's an old-fashioned custom, but people always kiss each other, well, at this time.
I know it.
Well, what am I waiting for?
I don't know. Why are you? Just a minute. Oh, Mrs. Sargent.
I'm sorry to disturb you, Miss Leander, but you'll be in such a rush in the morning.
Oh, you're not disturbing me. Come in.
Thank you. First of all, I want you to know how glad we are to have had you here and how much I hope you've enjoyed your stay.
Oh, you'll never know how much.
And then, well, I want you to know how sorry I am you're in trouble and how much I hope it'll all come out all right.
Oh, I didn't know you knew about that.
Oh, you poor child. You can be sure I never would have mentioned it now, only... Well, has Jack ever told you anything about his childhood?
No. Why?
We were very poor after my husband died. In fact, we had nothing. Jack had to do the chores before school and then after the chores, he studied in the evening so he could go to college. And then he had to work his way through college and through law school.
Oh, I don't mean there's anything unusual about it. I'm only trying to tell you that he worked very hard to get where he is. Very, very hard, and he's my son. And I wouldn't want anything or anyone to spoil it for him now.
I see. But I don't see why anything should spoil it for him, do you?
He's in love with you.
Oh, but he isn't in love with me. He's never had any more interest in me than some panhandler he'd buy a meal for.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
He kissed you tonight.
Well, I'm not ugly. Oh, he might have had a little fever for me, but it isn't going any further. Hasn't been any place either.
I see.
He's no fool. Even if he was, I wouldn't hurt him. Or you, or Aunt Emmy, or even Willie.
Thank you, my dear. And good night. But you do love him, don't you?
I'm afraid so.
I knew you did. Good night, my dear.
We pause now for station identification. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. After a brief intermission, Mr. DeMille presents Act 3 of Remember the Night, starring Jean Arthur and Fred McMurray. But now, let's look ahead to that magic moment on Christmas Eve. When the Christmas tree stands fragrant in the corner, the star gleams at the top.
Now, John, let's turn on the tree lights.
Oh, Mommy, it's beautiful, beautiful. Just like a tree in the fairy story, covered with snow that doesn't ever melt.
Yes, a fairy tale tree with frosty snow on its branches. Snow that will stay white and lovely right in your living room for the whole holiday season. Because it's made from the same pure white Lux Flakes that you use for washing all your pretty things. It's so easy to make this Lux Snow. Here's what you do. Empty a large box of Lux Flakes into a big bowl. Gradually, add to it 2 cups of warm water, beating the mixture with an egg beater until it looks like rich whipped cream.
Then you pick it right up in your hands and spread it along the branches with your fingers, so it looks just like real snow.
If you like, you can sprinkle some shiny artificial snow on top of the Lux Snow while it's still damp, so it will catch the light.
We put some of the Lux Snow on the reeds in our windows, too. And I made a stunning centerpiece for our table. Pine branches covered with Lux Snow in a low vase and hung with tiny ornaments we hadn't used on the tree. It makes our dining room look so Christmassy.
Oh, Mommy, let's put some snow branches on the table in the front hall.
I think that would be lovely.
Particularly lovely if they're in front of a mirror so you can see their reflection, too. Now, remember, to make Lux Snow for your tree or table decorations, use 2 cups of warm water to each large box of Lux Flakes. Beat the mixture with an egg beater until it looks like thick whipped cream. Then spread it with your fingers along the branches. Be sure to get the large-sized box of Lux Flakes and ask your dealer for printed directions for making Lux Snow. Now, Mr. DeMille returns to the microphone.
The curtain rises on the 3rd act of Remember the Night. The holidays are over, and Jack Sargent is taking Lee back to New York to stand trial for robbery. The road takes them across the border into Canada. And there, Jack brings the car to a sudden stop.
What's the idea of stopping?
Lee, do you know where we are?
Of course, we're in Canada.
No, you don't get it. Look, this is Canada. Over there's the United States. Stay here. Don't go back.
Stop talking nonsense.
It isn't nonsense. I'm not a policeman. I can't make you go.
Is your conscience gnawing at you?
What do you think it was when I got bail for you?
Oh, that seems like 80 years ago. I didn't even know you were against me. Oh, I knew you were supposed to be trying to put me in jail, but you were so gentle about it.
Yeah, that's part of the technique. If you don't treat a woman with kid gloves, every man on the jury wants to punch you on the nose. And you have to handle a jury with kid gloves, too, or you'll get it right in the verdict. You know, it's very hard to put a woman in jail, no matter what she's done. I'm supposed to be kind of a specialist at it.
Oh, no, you're not.
Sure I am.
You're just trying to make me hate you, so you won't feel too bad when you give me the business, aren't
Look,
you?
are you going to stay in Canada?
A fine district attorney you are, telling me to jump bail.
You know I love you, don't you?
Don't say that.
And you love me.
No.
I suppose that's why you've looked at me the way you have and kissed me the way you did. And why your hand has always found mine and mine has always found yours when they were anywhere near each other.
Jack, don't be a fool. You've got to remember how hard you've worked to get where you are. You've got to think of the hours and the days and the years you spent getting through college.
Your mother's been talking to you.
Why shouldn't she? She's got everything to be proud of. And you've got to be proud and think about it, too, instead of telling people to jump bail and falling for the first pair of pretty eyes.
Please, I love you.
Oh, Jack.
I love you.
Darling, it would be awful hard to lose you.
You know what I wish?
What?
I wish the case was over and you'd been acquitted.
Then you shouldn't have had it postponed.
Well, that's true, but if I hadn't, I'd never have met you.
It's true.
So the case is dismissed and you've been acquitted.
Knock wood.
And I pull out a marriage license.
Oh, gee.
And we march right into the judge's chambers and have him marry us.
You know you're talking like a madman, don't you?
Yeah, sure. Come on, let's go.
Jack, the courtroom's less than a block away. Or don't you care if the jury and the rest of them see you with me?
Oh, so I'm not good enough to be seen with you, huh? You don't love me anymore.
I never loved you.
Aha, were you just toying with me then?
Oh, shut up.
You'll have to develop more courtesy and respect for your future husband, or I shall fall back on strong measures. A woman, a dog, a hickory tree, the better you beat them, the better they be.
Oh, I'll quit, will you?
Oh.
I can't argue with you. Imagine being married to a man who argues for a living. But you know all this isn't right. Can't you see the papers? District attorney marries girl crook. I'd only hurt you, Jack.
Yeah, but you won't be a crook. You'll be acquitted.
How do you know?
Well, I don't know, but I think you've got a good chance.
You wouldn't do anything to make them acquit me, would you?
What could I do?
I don't know, but you could throw the case if you...
Well, listen, you're being charged by a judge and a jury. You're being tried by a judge and a jury. They know the facts and they speak for themselves. There's nothing I can do about it. Not a thing.
I hope there isn't. It'd be a fine thing, wouldn't it?
Now, don't worry. So long, darling. I'll see you in court.
You may proceed, Mr. Sergeant.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will if this jury will let me. They've been mumbling to themselves all morning.
I'll take care of the jury, Mr. Sergeant.
Thank you. Now, Miss Leander, I believe you have testified that you were hypnotized at the time you left the jewelry store and walked up Fifth Avenue. Didn't you?
I...
Did you or didn't you? Answer the question, Miss Leander.
Well, my lawyer said so.
Oh, your lawyer said so. Are we to understand, then, that you and your lawyer do not agree as to exactly what happened?
Don't answer that question. Object, Your Honor. The question's entirely improper, and I ask it be stricken from the record.
Sustained. The jury will disregard the question.
I was only trying to... Your Honor, those jurors are at it again. If they'd listened to the testimony rather than whispering among themselves...
Proceed with the case, please.
Well, you can't hear yourself think. Well, Miss Leander, were you hypnotized or weren't you?
I suppose I...
We don't want your suppositions. We wanted to know whether or not you were hypnotized.
Yes.
Yes, what?
I guess I was hypnotized.
You guess you were hypnotized. First you suppose you were hypnotized, now you guess you were. Kindly remember you're under oath. Do you know the penalty for perjury?
Object, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Tell me, Miss Leander, just how many times have you been hypnotized by beautiful jewelry?
I guess quite a lot of times.
Did you hear by any chance Dr. Kindmet's opinion concerning hypnotism? Well?
I'm trying to think.
Don't treat a woman with kid gloves. Every man on the jury wants to punch you on the nose.
Oh.
Will the witness please answer my question? And will the jury please stop mumbling?
Jack, you...
And you have to handle the jury with kid gloves, too. You'll get it right in the verdict.
He's my son.
It's all right. It's all right, Miss Leander. Just take all the time you want.
He's worked so hard. I wouldn't want anything to spoil it for him now.
Well, Miss Leander?
Nothing must spoil it for him.
Well, Miss Leander, what is it? What is it?
Your Honor, I object to the tactics being pursued by the district attorney. He's harrying the defendant.
No, wait.
Wait, I want to plead guilty.
Your Honor, I don't believe this young woman is well. I request a 5-minute recess.
I want to plead guilty.
Your Honor, it must be perfect.
Your Honor, a few minutes recess, please. She's obviously not responsible for what she's saying.
Why do you wish to plead guilty?
Because I am guilty. You see, when you work hard for something and promises are made, you just can't toss it away no matter what.
Your Honor, it must be perfectly clear now that this is not normal behavior.
Perfectly clear, of course. And the state has no desire to take advantage of a temporary aberration.
There isn't anything temporary about this. Your Honor, you can see I'm in my right mind. I plead guilty.
You leave me no other alternative. The court at this time will fix January 7th at 10 a.m. as the day for passing sentence. The prisoner is remanded to the city jail. The jury is dismissed.
Mr. Sergeant to see you, Miss Leander.
All right.
This way, Mr. Sergeant. 10 minutes.
Thanks.
Hello?
You know what you've done.
Yes.
Do you know it can't be undone?
Yes.
You understand there's no appeal. Nothing but jail.
How long will I get?
How do I know? Maybe not very long, but if you'd kept your trap shut, you wouldn't be in here at all.
There wasn't anything else to do. You're so strong and you argue so well. And I love you so much.
Yeah, you certainly proved that.
I'd always do what you wanted, even if it wasn't good for you. I'd never have a chance against you. You'd never have a chance with me, like just now, when you were trying to lose the case. Aren't you ashamed?
Stop it. Oh, I know what you were trying to do. Save little Jackie's career from the bad, bad woman. Don't you think I'm the best judge of what's good for me and what I want most in this world?
No.
And while you were making your big gesture, did you stop to think how much you'd be hurting me? Do you think I'll stop loving you just because they lock you up with a bunch of hoodlums and hopheads for the next few years?
I'm not much better.
And you were good enough for me.
Will you come and see me?
Come and see you. I'm going to send for the judge and marry you right this minute.
Oh, no. Thanks. But if you still wanted me afterwards, you'd be a sucker if you did. But if you did, it wouldn't be the same. I'd be all square, and you'd have plenty of time to think things over.
I don't have to think, lady. I'll be waiting for you. No matter how long it is, I'll be waiting.
Jack, will you stand beside me and hold my hand when I'm sentenced?
You know I will.
Then I won't be afraid. It'll be kind of like a marriage at that, won't it? You see, the other part won't be so bad or so long. With your voice always in my ear, your smile always before my eyes, and the feel of your hand always in mine.
Lee.
I love you so. I love you so.
Mr. DeMille will bring our stars back to the microphone in just a moment for their curtain calls. And now it's nearly time to trim the trees, to light the Christmas candles and hang the Christmas stocking by the chimney with care. Well, here's hoping Santa tucks into them the very things that you want the most. We've learned that one of the things most of you ladies want the most to find tucked in your Christmas stocking is stockings. And if you're lucky and Christmas brings you some precious silks and nylons, you'll treasure them, I know. That means giving them the care over 90% of the makers of stockings recommend, Lux Flakes. Nightly luxing saves the elasticity that keeps filmy stockings from breaking into runs so easily. Helps them fit better, too. You know, it's downright extravagant to risk cake soap rubbing or soaps with harmful alkali. These weaken elasticity and runs pop sooner. And now, for this Christmas, lots of luck to you. And for your precious stockings, lots of Lux. Now, here's Mr. DeMille with our stars.
Our stars are in the spotlight again as they take a curtain call. And those special guests we told you about, Bob Hope and Rita Hayworth, will join us in a moment. But right now, we give our best grade A salute to Jean Arthur and Fred McMurray.
Thank you, Mr. DeMille. And may I be the first to wish you and your audience a Merry Christmas?
I'll second that wish, C.B.
The same to you. And I know I speak for our audience.
There's something else that goes with this season of the year that I hope no one will forget. I mean the Red Cross.
American women have always been generous with their time in helping the Red Cross, but there's a special job for the men now, CB. That 5-letter word, money.
That'll stand repeating, Fred. The Red Cross needs money.
$50 million, to be exact, for the Special War Relief Fund.
We all know the need is great, but it must be impressed on us that the time is short. So I hope that everyone will give as much and as soon as they can.
America has never failed the Red Cross yet, Jean. It won't fail them now. But besides money, from what Mrs. DeMille tells me, every local chapter needs help from every woman.
Yes, there's a mountain of work to be done. And the place to volunteer for it is at your local Red Cross headquarters.
Well, I guess everybody is wondering what happened to Bob Hope and Rita Hayworth. Where are they, CB?
Right over there, standing in the wings. Come on out, Bob and Rita.
Hello, everybody. Hello, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2.
What goes on here, Bob?
Well, I've been listening to Gene Arthur talk about the Red Cross, so I'm knitting a sock.
One sock? What for?
That's for W.C. Fields. He wants something to wear over his nose during blackout.
Seriously, I want to tell all of you how much I enjoyed the play tonight.
Thank you, Rita. And we have a very pleasant assignment ahead of us right now. Suppose you explain it, Mr. DeMille.
Gladly. The Hollywood news photographers have asked us to give Bob and Rita an award on their behalf.
Photographers? Oh, that must be a beauty contest. Yes, Rita is lovely, and I presume they finally saw me in Technicolor.
Technicolor. Yes, your new picture, Louisiana Purchase, is in Technicolor, isn't it? Well, I guess Paramount figured they had to do something. But Columbia didn't have to worry about Rita Hayworth. No, this is not an award for your beauty, Bob, believe it or not.
The truth is, Bob, that the Hollywood news reporters have picked you and Rita as the most photogenerous people of the year in Hollywood.
And they've sent over these silver trophies and asked Gene and Fred and me to present them to you tonight. Naturally, we feel very proud of that. We all know that Hollywood news photographers have helped many young players along the road to stardom. And so an award from them is a coveted honor. On behalf of all these cameramen, to you, Bob, and to you, Rita, we offer congratulations on your photo generosity.
Thank you very much, Mrs. DeMille. Isn't that lovely? It's so pretty and bright.
Yes, you can always keep it bright with Pepsodent, yes.
Bob, remember where you are.
Okay, Rita. You can use a little Lux on it, too.
Don't soft-soap me, Bob. Don't soft-soap me just because we're expecting great things from you next week. You see, ladies and gentlemen, next Monday night, the stars of the Lux Radio Theater will be Bob Hope and Hedy Lamarr.
The Bride Came COD, Gene.
It's adapted from the Warner Brothers picture. The story of an aviator who kidnaps an heiress. That's Bob Hope kidnapping Hedy Lamarr.
Don't wake me up. Let me dream. Well, we'll see you next week.
Well, it sounds like a great comedy, CB. Good night.
Good night.
Gee, this award makes me feel so good, I want to invite all of you to come with me as my guest for the evening.
No, thanks, Bob. We've already seen nothing but the truth. Good night. Remember, the night's made with the night to remember. On this Monday night every year, we've brought you the Christmas greetings of this theater and the sincere good wishes of our sponsor. We do so again this year. For although these are serious times, that doesn't mean that America won't celebrate Christmas. The very first meaning of this sacred season is a promise of new hope and a new day to come. And so on this 22nd night of December in 1941, America looks with confidence to the day when right triumphs and
and peace on earth shall reign again. Our sponsors, the makers of Lux Flakes, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday night when the Lux Radio Theater presents Hedy Lamarr and Bob Hope in The Bride Came C.O.D. This is Cecil B. DeMille saying good night to you from Hollywood.
Fred McMurray is currently seen in the Paramount picture New York Town. The picture, Remember the Night, was based on an original screenplay by Preston Sturgis, who recently wrote and directed Sullivan's Travels. Bob Hope's new Paramount picture is Louisiana Purchase. Rita Hayworth is currently starring with Fred Astaire in You'll Never Get Rich. Beulah Bondi is now appearing in the Warner Brothers picture One Foot in Heaven. Heard in tonight's play were Verna Felton as Aunt Emma, Felix Valley as Willie, Art Hugh Bryan as O'Leary, Griff Barnett as Judge, Buck Woods as Rufus, and Warren Ash, B. Benaderet, Edward Marr, Edwin Max, Lee Millar, Bernard Zandel, Audrey Reynolds. Tune in next Monday night to hear Bob Hope and Hedy Lamarr.
And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. I just read you the story of the Nativity as told by St. Luke in the Bible, according to King James. Good evening, everybody, and Merry Christmas. This is Orson Welles bringing you another radio show for Lady Esther, a Christmas show.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day.
Christmas is the time for warm spirits and high feelings. The season to hang a holly wreath on your door and set up a fir tree near your heart. The season when everyone's heart beats a little faster, including the postman. And at this time of year, for 10 cents worth of mistletoe, you can kiss anybody you want to. It's the only time of the year a lot of people ever sing a song.
King went up the town on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round their
Above all, it's the time for good things, for plum puddings and Santa Claus and Dunder and Blitzen and Tom and Jerry. Here in America, our way of celebrating Christmas, like our very population, comes to us from many lands. From the old Scandinavian Druids, we've taken the mistletoe and the happiness it stands for. From the French, we've learned to sing a glad Noel. From England, we've adopted holly and the Yule log. From the old legends of Middle Europe, we've taken the Christmas tree and the first chimneys Santa Claus ever climbed down. We're in Holland. We've made certain changes. American children know, for instance, that wooden shoes won't stretch while stockings will. But the changes aren't the important thing. What doesn't change is what's important about Christmas. And on this Christmas 1941, that's a good thing to remember. God rest you merry, ladies and gentlemen. Let nothing you dismay. We send you with this program the warmest greetings of Christmastide. Goodwill toward all men of goodwill throughout the world. Our story tonight is an apostrophe to the spirit of giving. It's one of the first things my mother ever read to me. Your mother probably read it to you. It's called The Happy Prince. We'll do it for you in just a minute. All right, now here's the story of The Happy Prince. High above the city, on a tall column, stood the statue of the Happy Prince. He was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes, he had 2 bright sapphires, and a large ruby glowed on his sword hilt. He was very much admired indeed. One night there flew over the city a little swallow on his way south to the pyramids in Egypt. He stopped when he saw the statue on the tall column.
I will put up here for the night. This is a fine position with plenty of fresh air. I have a golden bedroom.
Just as the swallow prepared to go to sleep, a large drop of water fell on him.
What a curious thing. There's not a single cloud in the sky. And yet it's raining. The climate here in the north is really dreadful.
Then another drop fell.
What's the use of a statue if it cannot keep the rain off? I must look for a good chimney pot.
But before he'd opened his wings, a third drop fell. And he looked up and saw... what did he see? The eyes of the Happy Prince were filled with tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks.
Who are you?
I am the Happy Prince.
Why are you weeping then?
When I was alive and had a human heart, I did not know what tears were. My courtiers called me the Happy Prince, and happy indeed I was, if pleasure be happiness. Now that I am dead, I am up here so high, I can see all the ugliness and all the misery of my city. And though my heart is made of lead, yet I cannot choose but weep.
What? Isn't that solid gold?
The swallow said this to himself. He was too polite to make any personal remarks out loud.
Far away in a little street, there is a poor house. One of the windows is open, and through it I can see a woman seated at a table. Her face is thin and worn, and she has coarse red hands, all pricked by the needle, for she is a seamstress. She is embroidering passion flowers on a satin gown for the loveliest of the Queen's maids of honor to wear at the next court ball. In a bed, in the corner of the room, her little boy is lying ill. He has a fever and is asking for oranges. His mother has nothing to give him but river water, so he is crying. Swallow, Little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? My feet are fastened to this pedestal, and I cannot move.
I am waited for in Egypt. My friends are flying up and down the Nile and talking to the large lotus flowers.
Swallow, little swallow, will you not stay with me for one night and be my messenger? The boy is so thirsty, and the mother is so sad.
It's very cold here, but I will stay with you for one night and be your messenger.
Thank you, little swallow.
So the swallow picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword and flew away with it in his beak over the roofs of the town. He passed by the palace and heard the sound of dancing. A beautiful girl came out on the balcony with her lover.
How wonderful the stars are, and how wonderful is the power of love.
I hope my dress will be ready in time for the state ball. I have ordered passion flowers to be embroidered on it, but the seamstresses are so lazy.
He passed over the river and saw the lanterns hanging to the masts of the ship. At last he came to the poor house and looked in. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed, and the mother had fallen asleep. She was so tired. In he hopped and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and told him what he had done.
It is curious, but I feel quite warm now, although it's so cold.
That is because you have done a good action.
And the little swallow began to think, and then he fell asleep. Thinking always made him sleepy. When day broke, he flew down to the river and had a bath.
Tonight, I go to Egypt.
The swallow was in high spirits at the prospect. When the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince.
Have you any commissions for Egypt? I am just starting.
Swallow, will you not stay with me one night longer?
I am waited for in Egypt. Tomorrow my friends will fly up to the second cataract. The river horse couches there among the bulrushes, and on a great granite throne sits the god Mammon.
Swallow, swallow, little swallow. Far away across the city, I see a young man in a garret. He is leaning over a desk covered with paper. He is trying to finish a play for the director of the theater, but he is too cold to write anymore. There is no fire in the grate, and hunger has made him faint.
I will wait with you one night longer. Shall I take him another ruby?
Alas, I have no ruby now. My eyes are all that I have left. They are made of rare sapphires, which were brought out of India 1,000 years ago. Pluck out one of them and take it to him. He will sell it to the jeweler and buy firewood and finish his play.
Dear Prince, I cannot do that.
Swallow, swallow, little swallow, do as I command you.
So the swallow plucked out the prince's eye and flew away to the student's garret. It was easy enough to get in as there was a hole in the roof. Through this he darted and came into the room. The young man had his head buried in his hands, so he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wings. And when he looked up, he found the beautiful sapphire.
I'm beginning to be appreciated. This is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play.
The next night, the swallow flew back to the happy prince.
I am come to bid you goodbye.
Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not stay with me one night longer?
It is winter, and the chill snow will soon be here. In Egypt, the sun is warm on the green palm trees, and the crocodiles lie in the mud and look lazily about them. My companions are building a nest in the temple of Baalbek. Dear Prince, I must leave you. But next spring I will bring you back 2 beautiful jewels in place of those you have given away. The ruby shall be redder than a red rose, and the sapphire shall be as blue as the great sea.
In the square below, there stands a little match girl. She has let her matches fall in the gutter. and they are all spoiled. Her father will beat her if she does not bring home some money, and she is crying. She has no shoes or stockings, and her little head is bare. Pluck out my other eye and give it to her, so her father will not beat her.
I will stay with you one night longer, but I cannot pluck out your eye. You would be quite blind then.
Swallow, swallow, little swallow. Do as I command you.
So he plucked out the prince's other eye and darted down with it. He swooped past the match girl and slipped the jewel into the palm of her hand. Then the swallow came back to the prince.
You are blind now, so I will stay with you always.
No, little swallow. You must go away to Egypt.
I will stay with you always.
And he slept at the prince's feet. All the next day he sat on the prince's shoulder and told him stories of what he had seen in strange lands. He told him of the red ibises who stand in long rows on the banks of the Nile and catch goldfish in their beaks. Of the Sphinx, who is as old as the world itself and lives in the desert and knows everything. Of the king of the mountains of the moon, who worships a large crystal. Of the great green snake that sleeps in a palm tree and has 20 priests to feed it with honey cakes. And of the pygmies who sail over a big lake on large, flat leaves and are always at war with the butterflies.
Dear little swallow, you tell me of marvelous things, but more marvelous than anything is the suffering of men and women. There is no mystery so great as misery. Fly over my city, little swallow, and tell me what you see there.
So the swallow flew over the great cities and saw the rich making merry in their beautiful houses, while the beggars were sitting at the gates. He flew into dark lanes and saw the white faces of starving children looking out listlessly at the black streets. Then he flew back and told the prince what he had seen.
I am covered with fine gold. You must take it off, leaf by leaf, and give it to my poor.
Leaf after leaf of the fine gold the swallow picked off, till the happy prince looked quite dull and gray. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold he brought to the poor, and the children's faces grew rosier, and they laughed and played games in the street. Then the snow came, and after the snow came the frost. The streets looked as if they were made of silver. They were so bright and glistening. Long icicles like crystal daggers hung down from the eaves of the houses. Everybody went about in furs, and the little boys wore scarlet caps and skated on the ice. The poor little swallow grew colder and colder. He would not leave the prince. He loved him too well. He picked up crumbs outside the baker's door when the baker was not looking. Tried to keep himself warm by flapping his wings. But at last he knew that he was going to die. He had just enough strength to fly up to the prince's shoulder once more.
Goodbye, dear prince. Will you let me kiss your hand?
I am glad that you are going to Egypt at last, little swallow. You have stayed too long here.
It is not to Egypt that I am going. I am going to the house of death. Death is the brother of sleep. Is he not?
And he kissed the happy prince on the lips and fell down dead at his feet. At that moment, a curious crack sounded inside the statue, as if something had broken. The fact is that the leaden heart had snapped right in two. Certainly it was a dreadfully hard frost. Early the next morning, the mayor was walking in the square below in company with the town councilors. As they passed the column, he looked up at the statue.
Dear me, how shabby the happy prince looks. And here is actually a dead bird at his feet. We must really issue a proclamation that birds are not to be allowed to die here.
And the town clerk made a note of the suggestion. So they pulled down the statue of the happy prince. And then they melted the statue in a furnace. And the mayor held a meeting of the corporation to decide what was to be done with the metal.
We must have another statue, of course. It shall be a statue of myself.
Of myself?
Of myself.
Of myself,
said each of the town councilors, and they quarreled. When I last heard of them, they were quarreling still.
What a strange thing.
Said the overseer of the workmen at the foundry.
This broken lead heart will not melt in the furnace. We must throw it away.
So they threw it on a dust heap, where the dead swallow was also lying. Bring me the two most precious things in the city, said God to one of his angels. And the angel brought him the leaden heart and the dead bird. You have rightly chosen, said God. For in my garden of paradise, this little bird shall sing forevermore. And in my city of gold, the happy prince shall praise me. That was Wilde's The Happy Prince. The music was by Bernard Herrmann. There's more to our Christmas show right here. I'd like to tell you the good news about next week's program. Our store is a new one, and it's the best thing of its kind that's come our way this year. And our guest is Miss Rita Hayworth. Now about tonight. I'm going to do something of G.K. Chesterton's. I stumbled on it the other day. It isn't new, but it isn't very well known either. It might have been written especially for tonight. Especially for this Christmas, 1941. Our whole program tonight is intended to be a sort of radio Christmas card from Lady Esther and from all of us in the Mercury to you. From Bernard Herrmann, who composes all our music and conducts it. From Harry Esman, who makes the sound effects. From our engineer, Gary Harris. From Claire Olmsted and Jack Moss. From lots of people whose names we never mention on the radio, but without whom we wouldn't have a show. And also from those we do mention. From Ray Collins.
Merry Christmas!
From Agnes Moorehead.
Merry Christmas!
From Joseph Cotton.
Merry Christmas!
From Edgar Berrier, Erskine Sanford, Gus Schilling, and Tim Holt.
Merry Christmas!
And way out there in New York, from Paul Stewart, Alice Frost, Betty Gard, Everett Sloan, Chubby Sherman, Eustace Wyatt, and George Coulouris. And from all the Mercury people in Chicago, and from the Robert Mitchell Boy Choir, and from the orchestra, and from everybody.
Merry Christmas!
And of course, really, no proper Christmas card is complete without a few gay rhymes.
And of course, Joe's right. We want our greetings to be as hospitable as any host. Inviting you in on Christmas morning.
Come, bring with a noise, me merry, merry boys, the Christmas lawn to the firing. For my good dame, she bids you all be free, and drink to your heart's desire.
We want our greeting to be as generous as the beggars.
Christmas is coming, the geese are getting fat. Please to put a penny in the old man's hat. If you haven't got a penny, a halfpenny will do. If you haven't got a halfpenny, God bless you.
We want our greeting to be as logical as the farmers.
At Christmas, play and make good cheer. For Christmas comes but once a year.
You know, those rhymes are really honest-to-goodness old English and American poesy. And now, because we want our greeting to be timely and very beautiful, too, here's a Chesterton poem, I promise you. Passionate peace is in the sky, and in the snow is silver sealed. The beasts are perfect in the field, and men seem men so suddenly. But take 10 swords, and 10 times 10, and blow the bugle in praising men, for we are for all men under the sun, and they are against us every one. And misers haggle, and madmen clutch, and there is peril in praising much. and we have the terrible tongues uncurled that praise the world to the sons of the world. The idle, humble hill and wood are bowed about the sacred birth. And for one little hour, the earth is lazy with the love of good. But ready are you, and ready am I, if the battle blow and the guns go by. For we are for all men under the sun, and they are against us, every one. And the men that hate herd all together, the pride and gold and the great white feather. And the thing is graven in star and stone, that the men who love are all alone. Hunger is hard, and time is tough. But bless the beggars and kiss the kings, for hope has broken the heart of things, and nothing was ever praised enough. But hold the shield for a sudden swing, and point the sword when you praise a thing, for we are for all men under the sun, and they are against us every one, and meme and merchant, thane and thrall, hate us because we love them all. Only till Christmas tide go by, passionate peace was in the sky. Good night now. Lady Esther and we of the Mercury wish you everything that's good for your Christmas. We remain, as always, obediently yours. And again, God rest you merry, ladies and gentlemen. Let nothing you dismay.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Young Terry and the Pirates. Well, Kennington Hook, the young chemist who was assistant to Dr. Moy Ben, head of the Chinese Experimental Gas Laboratory, has been exposed as a crook. Terry and Pat Ryan and Jude Hennick believe Hook to be one of the Dragon Lady's men, but thus far have no direct proof. Last Friday, in a surprise move at their log cabin, Jude Hennick came face to face with Hook. A furious fight followed, a fight that ended only when Hook was knocked unconscious. We'll discover something surprising in today's transcribed adventure, so stand by. Terry and the Pirates is brought to you by the makers of Libby's Pineapple Juice, one of Libby's 100 famous foods. Have you ever tasted poi? Probably not. But maybe you've heard of it in popular songs or from people who have been to Hawaii. And perhaps you've wondered what this popular Hawaiian dish is, whether it's bird, beast, or fish. Well, it's none of them. Poi is dried taro root that has been ground to a pulp and then mixed with water to form a grayish paste. Few tourists learn to like it, and yet with Hawaiians, it's a delicacy. But whether you like poi or not, there are lots of Hawaiian products everybody likes. One of the most popular is a top refresher all over America. It's Libby's Hawaiian Pineapple Juice. And Libby's is extra special because Libby takes extra care to bring pineapple juice to you in peak flavor perfection. How? Well, here's what makes the difference. Libby's pineapple juice is from fruit actually ripened on the plant. Fruit that's picked at the moment of fullest, most flavorful ripeness. The golden juice is quickly pressed and packed. There in that famous Libby can is captured the flavorful goodness of the world's finest pineapple. And Libby's is so good for you, too. Supplies valuable vitamin C and B1. Tell Mother you want Libbys, Libby's pineapple juice from Hawaii. And now, Terry and the Pirates. And now let's return to Min Chow in the snow-clad Kunlun Mountains. Although Kennington Hook is a prisoner in the log cabin, and although the precious formula papers have been recovered, and although the famous Dr. Moy Ben has not yet been found, all this hasn't dimmed the spirits of April Kane. She is looking forward to Christmas, and she feels mighty cheerful with the world as she sits on a tree stump near the top of a snow-covered hill.
Through the snow, rick-a-jig-jig, and away we go, away we go. Are you all ready, Connie?
Oh, Connie is be excused, please, from slipping on wood skates.
Oh, fiddle-faddle. You can ski just as well as anybody else.
Ski is word for slipping on snow in wood skates, Missy April?
Yes, but these aren't wood skates. These are skis.
Awful long, is it so?
All skis are long, Connie. Now, you got one ski on. Go ahead and get the other on. Then we'll go flying over the hills like the wind. Rick-a-jig-jig, and away we go, away we go.
Please, Missy April.
Yes?
Has Missy April ever traveled like wind on skis before?
Well, no, Connie. You see, Well, no. Oh, but it's no trouble at all. You just start down the hill and, well, the snow and the skis do the rest. It's very simple.
Oh, yes.
And there's nothing to be afraid of.
Awful steep hill for slipping down like wind.
Well, maybe we should have started out with a little hill. Oh, well, if you get going too fast, you can always sit down. And it's easy to sit down.
Snow is melting. If Skeezy hit spot where snow is not, what is next thing to do, please?
You'll find out.
Oh, perhaps we also, Missy April, tell Connie where is home cabin from here.
Why, our cabin is... Well, I don't know exactly. I think it's over that way.
Oh, no. Cabin isn't where finger point. Cabin must hide away behind trees.
Well, let's not bother about it now. Come on, get that other ski fixed. We'll slide down this big hill.
If persons lose way, wise man say, follow sun.
Oh, come on. We'll find our cabin all right. All right, I'm going down the hill now. Come on. Here I go. Whee!
Missy April, wait for me. I can't stop. I can't stop. I can't.
Look out, Connie. Look out of the way. I can't stop.
Oh, Missy April. Are you all of one skeleton? I hope so.
Oh, dear. I think I broke my neck. Oh, no. It was just one of my skis.
My liver is torn with sympathy.
Now we'll have to walk back to the cabin. I don't suppose Burma or Terry or anybody will start looking for us for a long time.
Why is such so?
Oh, because they had some trouble with Mr. Kennington Hook, and they're going to be so busy with him they won't even think about us.
Mr. Hookie is bad fella.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about how well you knew him, Connie. Oh, dear. Did he hurt you when he put you in that gas chamber and turned on the gas?
Oh, no. Connie curl up like silkworm and snoozle.
You went to sleep?
Is thy most happy. Gas comes in, Connie go out.
You sure are lucky to be here now.
Connie be lucky to find cabin and snoozle by fire. Oh, it's chattery here in snow.
Yes, it is getting colder.
Yeah.
Well, let's start walking. Which way do we go? Through those trees?
Wise man say, look for moss on side of trees and... Oh, yes.
What are you staring at?
Look see, Missy. Look see.
Oh, yes, now I see it. I wonder who lives there. It's an awful little cabin. Kind of junky, isn't it? Doesn't look like a Chinese cabin. Do you think so?
Perhaps we cannot see.
Well, come on, let's go over and find out if anybody's home. I told you we weren't lost. Doesn't seem to be anybody home.
Whisper of smoke descends from pipe in roof tree, so fire must be nearby.
And somebody must be inside. I'll knock and find out. everybody's out or asleep or something. Try the door, Connie.
Oh, much darkness inside. It is to think nobody home.
Well, let's go in anyway. We can get warm, and if anybody comes, we can explain we're looking for our own cabin. There's a fire in the stove, so I guess... Listen. What was that?
Over there, Missy April. Over there in corner. Somebody is stretched out on bunk.
Why, yes, but what's the matter with him? We better find out. Come on. I don't want to go over there alone.
It is so sad. Connie is behind you. Oh, can Meg see who is person unwell?
I've never seen him before. I wonder if I'd better wake him up and tell him we're here.
Oh, no. Gentlemen might grow angry at intrusion. Wise man say to sit by sleeping friend till he wakes.
But maybe something's wrong with him. Maybe he needs a doctor.
He is old to be living in cabin or alone.
Look, Connie. There, hanging on the wall.
What's he, Missy?
That brown cap and black overcoat. Oh, yes, I forgot. You don't know about that, do you? Wait, I'll put my hand in the pocket of the overcoat. See if I can find a black and white woolen glove.
Is important, yes?
Yes, it's very important. A few days ago, when Terry and Burma were cutting down a Christmas tree, well, Burma found a black and white woolen glove. Terry said it belonged to... Look, here it is, Connie. The woolen glove. Black and white, too.
All gloves must come in pairs to be mates.
Terry said the gloves belonged to Dr. Moy Ben. When the doctor disappeared, he was wearing a brown cap and a black overcoat. Listen, Connie, do you know what I think? I think we've found Dr. Moy Ben.
But you have never see on the face of the eminent Dr. One before.
No, I've never seen him. But Terry read me the description of what he was wearing the night he disappeared.
Ah, so I have visitors at last.
Oh.
Very good.
Oh, I didn't see you come in.
Yes, we peoples are lost, Honorable One.
Why, it's the old man of the... Hello, Mr. Nemeru. You remember me. I'm April Kane from the cabin, and this is Connie.
I bow my head.
You have come to visit me in my mountains? This is fine. Yes, I am glad I returned here.
We were out skiing. I'm afraid we're a little bit lost.
No one is ever lost in the mountains. Only those who do not understand, who cannot read the secret signs. They become lost.
If you'll just tell us which way to go, we'll...
You must not be in a hurry to leave. I have so few visitors. Nobody ever comes to see me. They think memory is peculiar. I am not peculiar. Really, I am not. I just love the mountains. That's all.
We don't know much about that, Mr. Nemeru, but we do have to get back, don't we, Connie?
Oh, Connie wish for wings and strong knees.
Why don't you say something about my other visitor? You were so interested in him before I spoke to you. I was standing here in the shadows listening. Just listening. Have you forgotten my guest lying there? So still. So very still. There is no need to be afraid.
Oh, no, we're not afraid. Are we, Connie?
Oh, no, Missy. I don't think so, perhaps.
This old Chinese gentleman is strange to me. I found him many miles from here. He was lost, and I knew he was old, so I brought him here to rest. Yes, that's it, to rest.
And you don't know who he is?
He is old. He belongs where life is warm. No friends. There are no friends here, except the trees.
Well, we think he's Dr. Moy Ben, the great Chinese chemist who disappeared over... How long has he been here?
You do not have to be afraid of me. I'm glad you have come. Now you can take a message back to his friends.
But Mr. Nemeru, why didn't you let somebody know he was here?
He was unable to talk. He is not strong. There was nothing to do.
We'll help you, Mr. Nemeru. Won't we, Connie?
It is so said. Please explain how to progress by return journey to cabin of Mr. Ryan Pat and others. That is my humble wish.
It is warm here. You must rest. There is no need to hurry, for there is still daylight. And those who hurry in the snow of the mountains walk in circles.
Well, even though April came and Connie stumbled upon the hermit's cabin and found Dr. Moyben, there's even more surprising things in store for our friends. And right around these Christmas holidays, too. So stand by and I'll tell you what to expect. Here's something to tell your mother when you ask her to get Libby's Hawaiian pineapple juice. Tell her this grand juice supplies two of the vitamins you hear so much about, vitamin C and vitamin B1. Those are vitamins which everyone should have every single day. So it's fine to drink lots of this natural pineapple juice, and nobody's going to need any urging, because believe me, Libby's pineapple juice tastes well. You like it at meals, and you like it between meals. And that goes for Libby's tomato juice, too. It's another wonderful drink. Try them both. Libby's tomato juice, Libby's Hawaiian pineapple juice. Well, even though Dr. Moyben has turned up at last, and although our friends have polished off Kennington Hook, there are two things which you should keep your eyes and ears turned toward. One is the Dragon Lady, for she'll bob up very soon. And the other is the gas laboratory on the mountainside. That laboratory is going to give you one of the biggest thrills of your life. So be sure you join us for tomorrow's transcribed adventure.